Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back to Crosshair, here on the GDQ Hotfix, the show that brings you runs with bullets. First-person shooters, third-person shooters, shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades, sick beats, and shotgun shells. It's got bullets in it. It's got a home here at Crosshair. My name is Dangerous. I am your host. And if you've got a run that you think qualifies for this or any of our GDQ Hotfix shows, head on over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and fill out that runner submission form. Who knows? You may end up on a future episode of the GDQ Hotfix. Folks, we've got a fun one today. There's a growing genre of games out there that we're calling rhythm shooters. Games where you have to shoot on the beat. On the beat. And we got three really awesome ones today. We'll be rounding out tonight's show with Metal Hellsinger being run by Willow. Before that, we are going to have BPM, bullets per minute, with G Fitty, and we're going to be leading things off with ROBOBEAT with Joker Factor to round out a nice whole episode that I'm calling The Rhythm Is Gonna Shoot Ya Tonight. Oh. It's like the song from Gloria Estefan. Anyways, the first run today is ROBOBEAT with Joker Factor. Joker Factor, take it away.
Hello. My name is Joker. I play this game. So ROBOBEAT, as I've described it several times before to different various marathons, is if you crossed Crypt of the Necrodancer and Doom, but you could really say that about any game. Honestly, before this show, I didn't realize there were multiple rhythm shooters, so I really need to come up with a better description, I guess. But I'm gonna hopefully play a great run for you guys. If I die once, I'm sorry. Could lose a lot of time, but we'll see.
Oh no.
But I would like to introduce my commentators in alphabetical order.
Okay, so my name is Mr. Needlemouse. Pleasure to meet everybody.
I'm Swag. Hi.
They're both Mario runners. They knew nothing about this game until
No, we know
2
so
hours
much.
ago.
We know so much. We know so much. I know about the blips. I know about the blips.
Yes,
I know about the power slides, chat. Like,
Yeah, they have power slides.
But am I good to start just whenever?
Yeah, whenever you're ready, count us down and let's do this.
Just give me 1 sec. I forgot to open my own splits.
Oh no.
All right, there we go. All right, so time starts
I can't believe this
There's like a weird loading section at the start, so I don't know why time doesn't start there, but time starts when I press on the slot. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So we start off with a few cutscenes here that I'm just going to spam through. So, would you like to explain power slides?
Yes.
yeah, go ahead, Swag.
When you're sliding, like, what are the inputs? It's dash and jump at the same time.
Dash and slide.
Dash and slide at the same time. You go super fast. You use it like a lot on these like straight flag round sections. We use it a lot in this part, especially.
Yeah, this is just a tutorial level. It doesn't throw you into a level immediately, probably for the best. But after this, we'll be able to actually go in and start doing the waves. It's a wave-based game. I don't know what the right word for that is.
No, I would describe it as such, a wave, just a game where the main premise is for enemies is defeating them in a wave structure.
Yeah. So there are multiple weapons in this game that I can get. So the 2 that I have currently, one of them I'll be keeping for most of the run. It's the revolver. You just shoot on the beat with it. But this one in my right hand here is called the Flux. It only does critical damage if you get close to someone. And each weapon has its own little oddity like that. So would you like to explain 2 of the weapons I'll be getting, Swag?
Oh, yes. Okay. Cosmic is one of the, I think that's my favorite that I've seen. It's a pretty, it shoots pretty slow. It does more,
to shoot.
Yeah, it takes, when you're in the air, it does critical damage, so you'll see a lot of air time and a lot of cool movement when you have Cosmic. It's my favorite thing to watch. And then there's Crossbow, which you can charge up to make it do more damage. It's the most important weapon near the end of the run, just because of the immense damage it does.
And then this door means that it's the end of the level after this, so we'll be just beating these last few enemies. And there we go.
I think something cool about the crosshair and like GUI in this, when you like, there's like moving like lines on the crosshair. You'll see it when he gets back in. That's the rhythm you need to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I noticed that earlier. And like it speeds up, slows down depending on the song.
There's actually several you can choose from, several different crosshairs, but
this one's so cool.
I think it depends on like the file. So like my main file, I have a different one, but.
So you notice that he'll grab like the item at the end of the level instead of letting the story progress. He basically does a
self-destruct
kill. He does a self-destruct essentially, and that kind of skips a lot of the cutscenes that come with the end of the level. Yeah, but now he has a different song that is much faster in tempo as the first song.
Yeah, we will be hearing this run for the next 35-ish minutes. So get accustomed to it.
Yeah. It's a good song.
It's a good song. It's not a bad song.
No, we have to listen to a good song for 35 minutes.
35 whole minutes.
No!
The humanity.
Not just a good song, the same good song.
The same good song.
Except in some cutscene areas.
I mean, I've put a song on repeat before, so I'm familiar.
We'll see. Me too. It's called ADHD.
If you pay attention to the doors, they have a little symbol on them, and that signifies what you're going to be receiving whenever you defeat the enemies in that room, essentially.
In the next room,
so,
not this room. Like this is a bad example because for some reason they're both honeycombs, but normally they are two different ones. So
right.
I'm not gonna get cosmic.
Sag. When he says that, he's talking about a blueprint that will drop at the end of these rooms. I think it's random, and it will just lose time if you don't get the right one, like multiple minutes. So,
I mean, it depends on the waves because Cosmic is really good against certain enemies. Yeah, I didn't get it unfortunately, but I might be able to get it next level.
Hopefully.
Revolver 3. And then teleport 3, may as well. Now I have data chips. Would you like to explain data chips needle?
I'm gonna be honest.
Swag, would you like to explain data
them
chips
as well as Swag will? I'm gonna be honest.
Data chips, from what I've gathered, are like perks, kind of, that you get after clearing a room. Like there's like a section you get to choose between 3 different like perks. You can re-roll it. There's some really good ones that I've seen. Respect is probably the coolest one, which enemies will die at like 15% HP, which is super cool. There's
about
also
like sort of like Balatro Jokers.
Kind of.
That actually makes more sense. Yeah, like to compare that to.
And then
like, I can see it.
There's another one I've seen where it will do more damage if you're at full health, and there's an opposite one where it'll do 0.2 more damage, like percent more damage for health missing. Yeah.
There's a bunch of cool ones, but I'll mainly be looking for ones that either do less damage to me or do more damage to enemies, or just cause them to die faster. I really
essentially
am not caring about
damage
buff that increase my movement speed, even though it is a speed run.
Yeah,
like my movement speed is already fast enough generally.
Yeah, it's always
basically
better
you want to look
guys faster.
You want to look for better defense and
there's
better
the respect
damage.
one, so enemies will now die at 50%.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, more damage, more defense is essentially what I'm picking up from this. Kind of like most RPGs. I want to say more like Paper Mario does that, where most speedrunners will look for the higher damage and more defense options whenever they level up and stuff. It's kind of similar to that.
Those bigger guys take a little bit to kill.
Yeah.
They if I had Cosmic, they'd die in one hit, but alas.
Unlucky.
I'm actually doing pretty good for not having Cosmic.
Yeah.
Wait until he gets to the boss.
Yeah, wait until I get to the boss, and then I'll lose like 30 seconds.
And then
Probably.
he's gonna face plant.
Yeah, something like that.
There's also a parry option. I know Joker was talking about that. I know that you said you weren't going to use it as much because
It's just so much to focus on when you're dealing with the enemies and trying to keep on beat. And aiming. The aiming seems very crazy, especially with with like crossbow later. It looks very precise. I'm not sure how precise it is, but it looks very.
There's oh my gosh, can you power slide? You
You can't hit the dash and the slide. And put
I hope you have a nice Christmas.
very.
Yeah, this is where Cosmic like not having Cosmic loses a lot of time. We're just on the ground.
Yeah.
Just kind of beaming him. Are we running double revolt? No, we have the. Which one is this? Joker on the right. What does this do? It does more damage if you're closer.
It does more damage if you're closer.
Yeah.
So there is a thing with the revolver where if you do, I gotta see what these are real quick. No.
Contact forward.
If you do parry and then reload and then shoot, it does like a super critical hit, like it explodes. But I only really do that if I have revolver 1 and 2 if there's something to parry. All right, and into the ruins, and not the Undertale kind.
Kind of looks like it.
Yeah,
The colors. Colors and the vines.
That's like that's like the thing that's caught my eye the most with this game is the colors are really, really nice.
Yeah.
I really like
This
them.
game's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, very super hot kind of vibe to it,
Kinda.
Yeah.
but like more colorful.
Let's see.
Nope. 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 There we go.
What does that one do?
That was the one where it increases. Oh my gosh, these guys.
Oh, right. Oh.
If that guy is alive, then anything it's targeting like that does not take damage until it's dead.
Yeah.
So I need to go for him first.
So basically, you have to. Is it like you have to kill? You have to kill the guy that's shooting the beam, right?
Yeah.
God, that's such an annoying.
Do these guys have names?
Yeah. So this is Steve.
Okay.
Yeah.
This little circle guy is Bob.
Okay.
Wait, where's Jared at? I saw him like 2 seconds ago.
That's Jared.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
They have actual names, but it's nothing more to me than like sword guy or normal guy or circle.
Circle is crazy.
Like that's circle.
Oh yeah, Joker. You know, you were talking to us about the Chili Dog 2 strat. When's that happening? You know?
That's in level 3.
Yeah, it's in level 3.
Yeah.
Dude, if I have to reroll one more time, fine.
What was that?
Increase movement speed.
I see. The showman.
This game is mean too. I saw it just straight up said offbeat. Like this thing is savage.
Yeah. They tell you like, yo.
There's a
Like,
here's
have
like
it on
a
the
pop
main
up.
player.
If you have too many offbeats, it'll tell you can go into chill mode in the settings, and if that happens, I'm gonna crash out.
Yeah.
So
Like the game calls you a baby actively and is like, you know what? You suck. We're gonna have you go on easy mode.
When you tap out, it's like lost focus. Like, bro.
Like lock in, brother. Like it's actually crazy. But I guess that's part of the charm of this game, though. Like you play good, you don't worry about those messages, you know.
Yeah. This is also more not having cosmic time loss.
Yeah.
We don't get to see the cool aerial movement. Never mind. He jumped.
it wasn't really cool. If I was doing Cosmic, I'd do something like this.
Yeah, there we go.
Alas. It just makes more sense for me to be on the ground. Alright. And then we are done with the armory section, the armory level. Slide over to this key and self-destruct because it's faster.
The movement is so good in this. to be honest, like the power slides and stuff. It just looks so clean.
We're back with the goats, the revolver, and the flux. Looks like last
Let's
run.
go. Unbreakable duo.
Top 2 duo, probably.
So those
Top
big
two
circle
duo.
guys, those are the ones that will drop the cosmic when I go to kill them. They'll drop it randomly. I'm gonna start being very sad though if they don't in here, because that means then I have to spend the rest of this level without cosmic as well. No,
Let's see.
no.
We love RNG in our games.
15% less damage.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's really, really good.
We get to see cool stuff now.
Yeah.
Right.
Not yet. I have to unlock it first, but you will.
Soon enough. In due time. Song is good.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's the same song, but it's good.
So do you have this song playing because it's actually faster to play with a
Yeah.
higher BPM?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Shoot
figured as much,
faster.
but-
Just so happens that it's really good as
You
well.
also get it super early, which is crazy.
Yeah, you get it very early. It's one of the fastest in the game. I think maybe the second fastest, but the other one you can't get under special circumstances.
Would there ever be
I really
a situation where you would get it in an 80% run?
No,
Only that's like a 100% thing.
probably.
I see.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
no one's done 100%.
Not yet, to my knowledge, but maybe I will eventually. I mean, I haven't even done 100% on the main file. My main file.
I really love the idea of the buffs that you go for are the buffs that do more damage to enemies and also protect you more. Like you have a defense and offense buff. That's like such a cool
Yeah.
thing. Like I kind of love speedruns that do that. Like I reference Paper Mario. They do the same thing. Like you just get, you mainly get damage upgrades.
There you go.
Like
So now I can check these because these might have cosmic in it. No, ping pong 3. And I didn't even get that one, so. If you see me doing that, it's because I still have blips and it doesn't open the door till I have 0 blips, but I can just go over it.
right.
Up we
I'm always
go.
curious if like there's a skip that could be found using that. Like the that'd be interesting.
There are some like cool spots you can get. Like if I jumped up here, I can like wall slide or grind on the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool.
I just don't because it's hard for me to aim and
Yeah, and
I'd have
Yeah,
to,
it seems like it would be
I would have
difficult.
to aim train to do something like that.
Like it's less of a moving target, more of you're moving, trying to aim.
also, if you notice,
something.
Joker switched which hand the revolver was in, just to make.
Oh yeah.
Because the gun that you shoot is dependent on which mouse button you click. So
Right.
we
Yeah,
changed the
there's no like
primary.
aim like in normal shooters.
This is the best weapon in the game. Nah, it's like the coolest one. So you can see the damage that pretty much doubled.
Yeah.
The
Everything
because
dies
we-
in one hit right now.
Yeah.
This one might give me a better chance for a better cosmic. Ooh, revolver 3.
I guess we haven't talked about like
That's pretty good.
weapon upgrades, I guess, like tiers of the
oh
weapons.
yeah.
Yeah, so they go up exponentially. The highest one you can get in normal gameplay is 6, but generally you're probably not going to get the one you want as 6. You might get 4 if you're lucky, but the highest one possible, I guess possible, quote unquote, you have to like cheat it in, is level 30.
Level 30 crossbow.
And it does like 3,000 DPS or something.
Jeez.
But
Yeah, it's actually
What
wild.
could you expect from a crossbow 6, Joker? What's the DPS on that?
probably about 800.
I see.
But generally I'm charging it more or less depending on the enemy.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kinds of waves, where it's only like 4 enemies and I just have to cosmic them all.
Right.
Oh, that would have been really cool if that guy wasn't hiding.
This reminds me of the rooms in like Tsunami.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Like this room specifically.
In what game?
Tsunami.
Tsunabi.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. Tsunabi, fairly unknown game.
Good. Now you can see that the fight is going a lot faster because we're in the
Yeah,
air.
it's way better. Yeah.
Pretty much double damage. 500. This guy kind of sucks.
There you go.
I know you. I remember we talked about this. I know, like in terms of the health, you said like if you got hit, what is it? If you got hit twice in a boss fight, that your health would go automatically down to 1 or something like that.
It's,
I remember you mentioned
it's
that.
So if,
something-
no matter what health you're at, even if you're at, I think it's somewhere between like 10 and 2 health left. No matter
Yeah,
what
you'll go to
health
1.
you're at, you'll go to 1. Yeah, like
you have
won't
an-
Yeah,
actually
you'll just go straight to
immediately
1.
die.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's not just bosses. That's anything.
It's like any. Okay.
It's like
I
a
see.
it's like a last chance sort of thing.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So it doesn't. It doesn't.
Peril strats.
Yeah, it doesn't take you from like 13 to 0. It takes you to 13 to 1. Or, I guess it would be lower.
Hit him. Jeez.
Higher. Sorry.
There we go.
All right. Mad Lab.
The Mad Lad? Wait, that's a reference. Hold on.
More defense.
Oh, you.
Steven.
It's always that Steve guy, I'm telling you.
That's not Steve. Steve.
Nah, that's
Steve's a
Steve
sword
too.
I was like,
No.
Oh. Oh no! He got the extra help! Oh no!
no way.
It's
On
over,
level 3,
dude.
not even on level 4.
Yikes.
No. Man, this game's really cruel.
Cosmic 4.
I could double cosmic.
Double Cosmic.
No.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Cosmic
Wait.
4, Cosmic 3. Yeah, the damage is crazy. You could definitely
Yeah,
see
look at this damage.
we're at 1400 there.
You. What's that guy's name? Give him some stupid name like Alfred. No offense to all the Alfreds
Oswald.
in chat.
But
Oswald.
Bartholomew is way
Oswald, that's a
better.
good one.
Oswald? Oh my god.
All right, chat. We're gonna need you to just spam Oswald every time Oswald shows up.
Yes. Get him out of
True.
here.
Oswald.
Just Oswald.
There he is. Get him.
He's in chat.
Get him.
Where's the last enemy? Where is
Oh
he?
no. Oh no. Okay, there we go. This is me, dude. This is me when I played Pit, dude. Pit of
What is
Trial.
Matthew
Look at that
doing
one
over
enemy,
there,
bro.
man?
What is Matt?
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh, there he is. I've done so much damage.
Dude.
And yet, for nothing.
He's back.
Bro knows you hate him. he knows.
El Oswald.
L. Oswald.
For real. God, 1400 damage is absurd.
Why does the damage differ so much, Joker? Like sometimes it'll be 900 and
It's-
it's like 14.
Headshots.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it? I was gonna say. I think it depends on like where you hit them. It's kind of like an actual
So I'm
shooter.
aiming for the head, but if I get off,
Yeah.
then we'll do like 900.
I see.
Chunk in his head though. Nice.
Yeah. I like how I think one of the
Pong 5.
cool ping pong. Here we go.
Never mind.
Is this
Never
what I'm
mind.
thinking?
Never mind. We don't gotta say- no variety.
No ping
variety. We got
pong.
Revolver 5.
No. One of the cool things that I like about this is when the music like goes muffled when you're in a room where there's no
there's no,
like
action.
enemies. Yeah.
These guys are like karate guys. I call them Cobra Kais because I like that show. But
Cobra Kais.
Nice.
That's a good one.
I don't know what their actual name is.
Well, they have a name today. They're called Cobra Kais.
Kai. Just Kai.
Just Kai, yeah.
Cosmic. I have Cosmic for already.
But they have to be spelled weird. Like you have to say it like QUAI or something.
Yeah.
Why?
You know?
Why?
No, the Q is silent.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like a K.
I? Alright.
So it's I,
her
yeah.
name. I. sorry. I don't make the rules.
I get it.
Yo, that was a good one.
Congratulations.
And then we're silent for the rest of the run.
Bro. Yeah.
Indecisive.
Oh, nice. Like I won anyway.
Cosmic 5.
Dude.
Where is he? There he is.
Bro's hiding.
He knows. He knows what's coming.
Get out of here, I. Oh wow, just those two guys?
The full force wave, and it's just two guys. It's just two eyes.
Two people.
They prepared so long. Like this
is our
the
last stand.
This is the last line of defense, and they just bring these two
Yeah.
guys out.
It's so over.
I hate that's literally an I. Wait, so there's I and I
That's Ted.
spelled differently.
Wait.
That's Ted.
No, that's Ted. That's
Oh.
Ted.
Like the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the bear.
Alright, and boss time.
The body is silent.
After this I should get crossbow. Maybe. It's not
body is
guaranteed,
silent.
but it's a pretty high chance.
No, it's pretty much guaranteed because
Do not say it's pretty much guaranteed. 'Cause I'll look like a fool if I don't get it.
that's okay.
Bro.
But that'd be funny though.
That's okay.
Is the headshot hitbox is left? Is bringing right eyeball?
Either eyeball. It's just
Okay.
easier. It's easier for me to hit one or the other depending on which one's larger at the time. There it is.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep him
guaranteed.
with an eye shot.
Good one. That's a good one. But
Thank you,
yeah. And then we're silent for the rest of the run. All right, and on to level 4, the longest one in the game, called Frazzer's Room. If you don't know, Frazzer is the boss, and that's all you need to know.
Right.
Wow. Speedrunning that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, crossbow.
The
there
mask
it
that
is.
you fought, the mask that you fought in the previous room reminded me of Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like bro went evil. Like what's going on?
Here's crossbow, by the way. See
Yeah,
the
you can-
damage just added to base is like 600.
You can charge it up.
There's a question in chat. Can you play this game in VR?
Good
Ooh,
question.
that's a good question.
So we're heading into this room now. I don't know.
we get a Google
it's not-
search?
It's not built in, but there might be like a mod for it. I'm not sure.
This seems like a game that would benefit pretty well with it.
It would.
I agree,
I'd
yeah.
say. Like
Pretty
it would
cool in
it would
VR.
go
I would
so hard
definitely
with
play.
it.
But I'm not sure if there is one. Can you play Metal Hellsinger in VR? Don't think so.
Yes, actually, you can.
Well,
Oh, my bad.
oh,
Yikes.
It got a VR port I think late last year. Or early last
So,
year.
like-
Sometime last
So
year.
like Joker.
How do you feel about this information?
So, you know, Dane, there's sometimes where you just have to shut up.
You just need to accept it.
Yep.
Acceptance is part of the process.
Oh my god.
Why are you saying it like I'm addicted? What do you mean acceptance is part of the process?
It's a part of the process, Joker back there.
I'm addicted to speedrunning.
Yeah, just trust the process.
Bro's addicted to being wrong.
It's so over.
Oh goodness.
Alright, so we're near the end of this one. If I could shoot. One thing I like about the crossbow as well is that there's piercing. So you can like shoot multiple things at once, depending on if it's a straight line. Like this. Where is he? He's blending in.
That noise. That sounds like a frying pan. Someone getting hit by a frying pan. It's like a satisfying noise.
Kinda. Yeah, I can see that.
The gallery.
Pretty good to help.
Are we seeing some paintings? Oh wait, we are.
Oh my goodness. Can we observe?
Wait, jump into one though? Jump into one?
Hop in.
Question mark?
SM64? Pulse champ?
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually turns into Mario 64. It's a ROM hack.
What if you like jumped into a painting and just took you to BOB and like you never knew about it? It was just like a random,
some
like,
random
thing
painting.
in the game.
Live discovery.
That had to have happened during a GDQ.
Yeah.
Just some random thing happened and someone discovered something during GDQ.
That'd be insane. I'm sure that's happened before.
Oh, it's happened, yeah. Someone discovers a glitch.
Yeah.
I mean, we have things happen all the time that have never happened before, so much so that it has become a meme on the channel, so.
It's kind of, yeah, it's literally called Marathon RNG.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Wait, is there like a combo system in this game? What's happening at the top?
Yeah, that is. It's like, I think it's like how many hits you get, like consecutive.
Yeah, it's a combo system. So here, if I mess it up real quick,
Yeah.
I mean, should I mess it up real quick?
No.
Alright.
No, keep it going.
No, keep it going.
Never mind. Oh,
Could I mess it up?
Wait, no, it's still there. It's still there.
Alright, we're so back. Cosmic Frost.
Let's see the highest number we can get.
Top 1 duo in gaming history.
Top 1, 2.
I'll try my best to keep the streak.
Does that add any benefits to you, or is it just like a flex,
It's just a fun
essentially?
thing, flex. I think it's an achievement if you get like 100, which I've already gotten, but
Weird flex, but okay, Joker Factor.
Bro. Oh my god.
better crossbow, or flex, cosmic,
Question mark?
crossbow, crossbow. All right.
Wow. That was
a really nice, coherent sentence.
I
Good job.
understood that. I understood those words. I
That guy
think.
shoots like baseballs.
No! Joker, no, you messed it up.
Oh
So
my
sorry
God.
about your
We're
guys'
so
ears, by the way.
My
I did not mean to
lobes.
mess up the streak.
My
Crossbow 2,
earlobes.
I already have it.
I was gonna pick it up anyway. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
man?
What do you mean you
The
have them
durability.
up to 200%? That's why your earlobes are gone.
Die! Oh my gosh.
You should jump in the air. Shoot him with the cosmic gun.
Bro, you're just a cosmic fanboy, man.
I am. It's the
I'll do it
coolest
for you,
gun.
hold on.
You missed.
You should deal damage to them until they die.
Yeah, just deal damage and then you won't, and then you'll kill them.
Yeah,
It's that easy.
exactly.
Joker Factor, it's that easy.
Just like, don't get hit, you know? Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
Always.
this guy got shredded with crossbow.
I love that the enemies' like movements are dance moves. Like, that's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
It adds to the character of a game that is mainly rhythm focused.
This crossbow has got like dusk energy, the amount of damage it's doing.
Low key, I
pong
kind of agree with you. Yo, we're gonna see the ping pong. Please tell me we can sing it. We can see it. Please.
Oh my
please,
god,
please.
we do.
Yes.
Let's go.
Ping
So
pong.
ping pong can do
All right,
3
Chad,
hits.
get ready. Ping pong.
And then on the 3rd hit, it does an explosion.
Yeah.
It doesn't do
Could you
that much
imagine
damage.
if?
I was expecting it to do more damage.
Could you imagine if you're tasked to defend something with your life, and the dude that walks up to you is a guy with a ping pong paddle and a ball. I'm leaving because I know bro's gonna do damage. If that's his weapon of choice and he willingly chose that, yeah, no, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. No way.
I need a better crossbow.
It's like John Wick with the pencil. Like if I see bro with a pencil, I'm leaving, bro. Like,
why are we rolling like this?
What's
What
going
are you
on?
doing? Why are you rolling like this?
10% more is fine.
Joker Factor, why did you roll like that?
What do you mean roll?
Why'd you re-roll like that?
Okay, he's dead.
He's
now.
back. Oh.
You should have
Okay.
re-rolled into the thing that you wanted, Joker Factor.
I am one hit.
That's okay.
What do you mean? Just lock in.
You're at 100% HP.
Don't get hit.
100% of what you need to survive.
You have a parry button.
Yeah, parry button. It's crazy.
Man, it hurt my heart when you said, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna parry very much," because I've been coming off of playing a bunch of Lies of Peace, so the idea of not parrying is like hurts my heart.
I kind of feel you because whenever I play a game that has a parry or counter attack, I always try and go for it. Like, TTYD is a good example. Whenever I play that game, I always try to super guard because like my toxic traits that I can hit all of them. And it's just satisfying.
I'm so scared.
That's okay. 100% of the needed HP.
Not lock in. You got this.
And I
Just don't get hit, literally.
Wait, the heart. This is the heart. Okay.
Nice.
You'd win.
I believe we mentioned that, I don't know if we did, but I know you said that when you receive a heart like that, it heals 25 health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Get him out
for
of
the
there.
most part, you usually
Thank
just
you.
don't heal. For the
Let's go.
yeah, for the most part,
There you go.
for the most part, you usually don't heal in this game.
That was the
unless
last
you-
one before the boss. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do this boss damageless, but I don't want to.
Look, he's about to. Look.
You were close, Steve. The clown horn is crazy.
Toxic and for what?
For real. Yeah, like bro is actively being talked to. You hear
I
that?
got hit. It would have been cooked.
It
Uh-oh.
would have been cool, but still did the whole fight really, really well. So
Yeah.
GG.
Nice.
Cosmic 5.
That was a
Goodbye, ping pong.
Goodbye.
Don't take it.
I need a better crossbow. Crossbow 2 is not going to cut it here.
Crossbow 6 right now.
Crossbow 6 you can only get at the end of this level.
Crossbow 5 right now.
And it can only appear in those like rooms at the end because those generally give a better thing, like one tier above what you'd normally give you.
I see.
Oh, these guys are just copying my flow, bro.
Yeah, what is
They have a
this?
crossbow.
They're cheating?
What are we calling
And they
them?
miss.
They
And
wanna
they
be
suck.
just-
Mars.
Bro, they want to be like you so bad. It's actually crazy.
They saw my run and they were like, "Yo, crossbows are in." Good news, we have 1,000 of them.
Yo.
I want to be
They
just
saw
like
you were
Joker
on
Factor.
Crosshair, so they got crossbows.
Oh, you're right. That's why you accepted me
Yeah.
into this.
They knew.
No, you know why I accepted you into this? You asked.
That's
True.
I submitted. And if you have a game that's like mine that you want to submit as a FPS, you make sure to submit it to Crosshair. at insert link here.
Insert link here. Good one.
Someone will put it in chat. Hopefully, maybe someone.
What if no one puts it in chat?
They just
I'll put
like
it in
link.
chat.
They just link to like speedrun.com.
Let's go. Oh my god.
Speedrun.com/Joker Factor.
Yeah. I need a better crossbow. And it's not going to give me one.
That's okay, you have Cosmic 5.
You're right. That was a crazy wall jump, by the way. Did you see that?
No, not really.
Bro.
Just so you know, someone did include in chat insert link here. So
Let's go. Let's go.
twice.
My goat.
It happened twice.
Let's go. Oh my god. Top-notch humor.
Where is he?
He knows.
He's hiding from you, bro. He knows he's doing a speedrun, so.
Oh, next is boss already?
Yeah, we haven't seen Oswald. We haven't seen Oswald in a while.
He doesn't.
That's
he doesn't appear
maybe
in
for the
this level.
best.
Why do you want to commentators curse this?
It'd be really funny.
Yeah, it's impossible in this level. Somehow it'll happen with commentators curse though.
Slash spawn.
Aw,
Oswald.
bro's back. Aku is
Bro got
returned.
bodied the first time
with a vengeance.
So we thought, let me try the same thing again. Every modern boss in
Can we
video
just-
game history.
Can we just call bro Aku? Like, I know his name is the Mask, but like,
No.
Well, the
the
evil
Crash
one.
Bandicoot reference is better.
The evil one in Crash Bandicoot was called Uka Uka.
Oh yeah, you're so right.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
no,
god.
we actually can't call him Agu because that's not the name of the guy you're referencing.
Well, technically I'm right. Technically. It's a technical. So 50%, you know?
Cosmic 5 right here.
Contact 6.
Ain't
And I didn't get enough headshots.
no
maybe
way.
I'll get it this. Maybe I'll get it in this level. We'll see.
That
This is the last area, right?
Yes, this is the last area. So,
I think like the copium like took over your body and
Why are there
spoke
so
those
many
words because that
blueprints?
was not you.
so I just collect them all now.
So many.
Yeah. Can we get a collection time going? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Yo. Hold up.
5, 6.
Bro's
Let's
stuck.
go.
All right, we're going here. Crossbow, hold on.
Hold on.
Cosmic 4.
Cosmic 4?
There was an out of bounds clip that was found for this level a few weeks ago, but I've yet to do it or do it in any runs. So
How much
last
time
minute,
does it
or
take?
not last minute.
How much
but
time does that save? Yeah.
A few minutes, because you can just go straight to the boss.
Wow.
But I had to DM Dane and be like, hey, it's now any percent glitchless.
That's true.
Dang it.
I enjoy like glitch 80% categories, but there's something about glitchless that's also like really cool.
I need to kill the
Being
eye
able to
first so
run
that guy
through the
spawns,
game.
by the way.
Like being able to run through the game quickly based on your memory of the level layouts rather than glitching through them is there's a different type of charm to it. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Depends a lot on the game too.
Yeah.
If the eye spawns, I need to kill him first, because if he, hold on. If he,
Wait,
if he
I
hits
or
me,
I?
the EYE. Ted, sorry. Ted spawns. He has a shot that can just
Ted.
put me to 1. That's not
What?
good.
I see why that's important.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I see why
that's a good one.
So do I.
All right, and here's the final boss.
Well played.
So,
The double down.
might need some silence here.
Aye, aye.
All right.
What is that guitar riff? Oh, someone in chat said an attack that can really make you die. Groan.
About to enter phase 2. Here we are.
Phase 2, chat.
He can now fly.
Let's go.
Of course.
Oh, so he's cheating.
Oh, this guy can fly.
Whoa.
Disqualified.
Yeah, he can fly.
He can fly.
He can fly.
That distorted. That is such a distorted sound. That is weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
Oh, and time.
Yeah.
Nice.
4301, 4302 looks like. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't die. Oh, I really accounted for a death.
That's really good though. I mean, you came in way under estimate, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
But,
I guess something that I wanted to mention is I kind of like those weird sounds we're listening to. It was basically like a telegraph to what the attack they were gonna do to you. That's at least what I picked up from it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
When I hear it, I know exactly what attack it's about to do. I just don't parry in time because I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
But
Is there a window for pairing? Like, is there like a frame window?
it's probably. I couldn't tell you what the window is. I just know when to that's on beat, I guess. Everything's
Yeah,
on beat
I guess
in
that
this
makes
game. But that was RoboBeat. If you want to try this game, it's on sale constantly. I'd definitely give it a try. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I loved every second of playing it casually. Every death, I learned something new, and it was so fun. Such a refresher for FPSs, where I feel like most modern games are kind of the same for FPS. No offense to the show. But and thank you to my commentators who did a great job despite not knowing much about the game. You guys have been just
We
amazing.
didn't talk about blips.
No,
we did not talk about blips. That is a good point.
It's okay. It's okay. We talked about the power slide,
it's fine. We talked about Oswald.
and we talked about Oswald.
I'll have to start calling him that.
Oswald,
But
Ted,
yeah.
I.
Yeah.
Steve.
That's the final cutscene, and it'll bring us back to the main menu now. But yeah, thank you so much, Dane, for having us on. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for showing me this game. I had no idea it existed until you submitted it, and then as soon as I saw it, I was like, "This is a rhythm episode right here."
Yeah.
So
Pretty
super cool.
niche game, but I love it.
Yeah. It is, but it's still really cool. Before we head to break, tell everybody where they can find you on the internet so that we can all go follow you.
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/JokerFactorR with 2 R's at the end because the Joker Factor was taken. You can also find me on Blue Sky, not the other one, as jokerfactor.jlbspeed.run. And on YouTube just as Joker Factor. I've been doing a lot of RoboBeat. I'm trying to get the world record back, but I do a bunch of other games too, so maybe I'll see you around in chat or something. But yeah. I'm Joker Factor, and then my 2 commentators are Mars Swag and Mr. Needlemouse. You can find us all at the JLB YouTube channel, honestly.
Yeah,
that's the best.
As you can tell, based off our chemistry, we are pretty close friends, and we have our own group. We have our own group where we speedrun, we do content, just play games, just chill, just do basically
a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, thank you for having us on, and take it whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thank you very much for showing this. Folks, we are going to shuffle right along with our Rhythm Shooter episode, but before that, we're going to take a break. Before we head to break, just want to let you know that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered here on the GDQ Twitch channel help support shows like Crosshair, Speedruns from the Crypt, Express Lane, Parallel Universe, and all of the other shows here on the GDQ Hotfix. So if you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel and you get access. Welcome back to Crosshair here on the GDQ Hotfix. We're going to kick it along to our next run in just a moment in our episode titled The Rhythm is Gonna Shoot Ya Tonight. Away, away. I like that song. Don't blame me. Anyways, before we get to that, though, I do want to let you all know that GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live here on the GDQ Twitch channel from March 9th through the 16th, benefiting the National Women's Law Center. You can visit gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on the event, or use !FF in Twitch chat if you want to check out the schedule. In addition, if you would like to check out if you would like to support the GDQ Hotfix, you can check out the Season 4 shirt. I'm wearing it right now. You can see it is awesome. It's got the Crosshair logo right there. I love this shirt. It's super cool. So you can get it if you go to theyeti.com/GDQ and pick one up yourself. It supports the GDQ Hotfix. That said, folks, let's jump into the next run. This next run is the quintessential rhythm shooter, the one that sort of started it all. BPM, bullets per minute, and we've got G Fitty here to show us the ropes. So G Fitty, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm G Fitty. I will be running Health Pool Hill here, and I have my two lovely commentators on the bench with me. You guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Sure. Hi, I'm James Swan. You might recognize my voice from GDQ 2025, where I did a run of Scold. It was clear all rooms on easy, though you'll get to see that again later on in this run.
Yep, hello, I am Ryle. So I was on the couch for James's run at AGDQ, and I'm happy to be back here commentating again. This is probably one of my favorite categories, honestly.
And I was also on the couch as well for that run by James at GDQ. Real quick, I just want to tell you guys what this run is about, because it may not be super self-explanatory up front. Health Pool Hill is a multi-character category. It features 3 characters: Joter, Scold, and Freyr. Each character has their own special health mechanics. And we'll get into that with each character. We'll explain what all of their different mechanics are and their abilities. And with that, I think let's go ahead and get started with the run. We're going to give a countdown.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Down from 3, Fitty.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Alrighty.
So out of the 3 characters, you're starting with Yoder, yeah, Fitty?
Yep. Of the 3 characters, I feel the most can probably go wrong with Yoder. So I just want to go ahead and get him out of the way first.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially considering Herfinjorder's health mechanic. So as we said, each character has a unique health mechanic. For Herfinjorder, that is coins instead of health. So if you look down into the bottom left, you'll see he doesn't have a typical health bar. What he has is he has coins. So the way you can kind of think of his health mechanic is almost like Sonic in early Sonic games, where every time he gets hit, he's going to lose half his coins and it'll round down. So if he gets hit with 3 coins, he'll have 1 coin left. If he loses all of his coins, or gets hit at 1 coin, obviously, he will die. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because on one hand, you can sometimes enemies will drop coins when they're defeated, so you can like heal up mid-match. But other times, you're also like never more than 4 hits away from dying, unfortunately.
Very, very true. But damage shrines certainly do help, though. You gotta sacrifice a little bit of health for those. And here we're entering a challenge room. Challenge rooms are an essential part of Clear All Rooms runs. They are honestly one of the biggest factors that change in Clear All Rooms versus any percent. And since this is a Clear All Rooms variant of Health Pool Hell, you're gonna see every single room on every single floor cleared, including challenge rooms and boss challenge rooms. Though, let me just say, that was a masterful clear of that challenge room, despite not necessarily getting the best enemy loadout there, Fitty. Way to go, man. Yeah. And speaking of loadouts, Herf does have a very good loadout to start out. Herf has a bolt-action rifle and the ability to turn all items in a room into coins, as you just saw right there. That is Herf's ultimate. It recharges every 2 rooms. And then the secondary ability that Herf has is the snipe. It does a metric ton of damage. to any enemy or boss that you shoot it with. Plus, it also does a little bit of displacement. Ooh, Gabe,
nice.
We've got a crypt spawn. You want to talk about the crypts?
Sure, yeah. So the crypts, which you can see on the mini-map, is that little staircase, is exclusive to Asgard 1, the first level where we are right now. Basically what happens is the crypts replaces Asgard 2. So typically after Asgard 1, you'd go to Asgard 2, but if you have a coin to go down to the crypts with, then you can go to the crypts instead of Asgard 2. And we're gonna like to do that because in the crypts, the enemies are a little bit more tricky, but we have the chance to get some very, very good stats, very good items, and also some weapons as well.
Yep, because in the crypts, there are a few things that are guaranteed to spawn down there. You're guaranteed to see, one, an armory. An armory allows you to possibly buy a weapon upgrade or some ammo or damage upgrades if you need them.
That's what we just saw.
There's a special room. Exactly. There's a special room called the statue room, which allows you to put up to 50 coins into the statue, which is a little risky for Herfjotr since, again, your coins are your health pool here, and you'll lose half of them whenever you get hit, but it's worth the risk if you're able to get full stats. And then there is also the well room. 4 different items will spawn in that room, and you get to choose one of them, but usually the value of the item that you take will be able to swing the just speed of your run significantly. So
Absolutely.
Seeing the crypts is a risk we're almost always willing to take. There are very few reasons you wouldn't go into the crypts, I would think.
Honestly, personally, I couldn't think of any at all. Also, it is important to remember, though, like James said, the crypts can be very volatile with Herfjotr because of his health mechanic. You can go into the crypts with 100 coins, and if you get hit twice, then the statue room is not going to be nearly as effective as it previously would have been. So Herfjotr can be a little bit scary in the crypts, but Fiddy's handling it incredibly well right now. I don't think he's gotten hit at all this whole run.
Don't bring that commentator spirit on.
I had already started saying it before I realized.
I know. Though I don't think Fiddy needs to worry about any curses or blessings at all with how he's playing. He's doing amazing. This is a masterclass of BPM you are seeing right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you want to explain what his items so far do?
I would absolutely love to. The item you see currently on his feet, though it normally goes on his head, is the Adventurer's Fedora. It gives you the ability to rotate your item slots. As you see it right there, he pressed the number associated with the slot that item is currently in, and he can rotate it to a different spot so he can make full utilization of different combinations that you wouldn't normally be able to get. So he just picked up the infinite ammo shield, which will allow him to not have to reload, which is very, very nice for a weapon like the bolt action, since now he only has to deal with the 1 beat delay between racking the bolt for each shot. He doesn't have to deal with a 3 beat reload. Ooh, Fiddy, you scared me right there, man. You scared me. Oh. And the last item that he has is the timed explosives hat, special time delay on explosives between each shot. Refilling his health right there by turning all the items in Munion's armory into coins, and moving on. Every room in this floor is cleared, heading into Fafnir, the boss of the crypts.
Yeah, and you're going to see here just how much help those stats from the statue room are giving him. Especially with Snipe, when you get ability up, you can take massive chunks off of boss's health bars with just 1 snipe.
Yeah, the Snipe is basically now a 2 to 3 shot ability against most bosses, except maybe Needhog. Though one thing you might see, depends on whether or not Fiddy wants to go for it, just for marathon safety here, or run safety I should say, is there's a potential for a quick kill on the 4th floor against Gullveig that is more viable with Herfjotr as opposed to most other characters because of the snipe ability. Though we'll cover that when we get there. What he just picked up is a weapon, item I should say, called Memento Mori, the Cleaving Ring. Long story short, that ring just does a massive burst of damage outwards from whatever target you hit, and it is very, very useful for clearing large groups of enemies very quickly.
Yeah, you can basically think of it as the AoE damage of BPM, which we don't really have very much of, so we absolutely love to see it.
Yeah, so for an enemy like the Mother of Flies that you see right there, all the enemies that would spawn are immediately nullified. The only downside of it is that it won't really one-shot some enemies like, say, the Scorpion Queen there, or the Blades, which are those larger brute enemies that throw the axes at him. They will instead go into their invulnerability phase and not really be finished. They'll take a little bit of time loss for Fiddy there, but not really a problem with how fast and with how good of a loadout Fiddy has.
Yeah, Fiddy, are you planning on going back for that double pump?
Probably not.
Yeah. Double pump would probably be slower, unironically, than what he's currently got with the bolt action. Despite how good the double pump can be, the bolt action with the build that he currently has is more likely to be able to one-tap some enemies lower down, such as Clockwork Souls, whereas the double pump won't, no matter how much damage he ends up being able to build.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so we should mention, typically we would be looking to switch out the bolt action, because actually, let's watch Gold. Oh no, sorry, I thought that was Goldvig.
Nope, that's 4.
Yeah, typically we would be looking to switch out the bolt action. Its DPS, its damage per shot is pretty high, but its damage per second can be pretty low, actually, because you do have the priming motion of the bolt that takes an extra beat, so you can't fire it on every beat. And also it has a 3-beat reload, so we still have to deal with the priming action, taking a little bit of DPS out, but luckily we don't have to deal with the super long reload.
Yeah, but sub 8 into Vanaheim 2, that's not bad for the RNG that Fiddy's got, especially with the fact that he hasn't really been able to get off of the bolt action. And another reason I will say that the double pump wouldn't have been faster than the bolt action is because the double pump also has a charging action between each shot. So again, even with the infinite ammo, you wouldn't really be saving any time. You'd likely actually be losing more, though maybe not with that. That will certainly be helping. Double damage, sacrificing the timed explosives. Interesting choice, but I do see the logic there.
I think I agree with that. So we should clarify those things that he's been dropping keys into. Those, I believe, are called devil pots. Basically, you can drop keys into it. It's a random amount of keys. You don't know how much it's going to be, but it will give you an item after you give it between 1 to 4 keys. Typically, it's around the 2 to 3 range, or 1 actually. But the items, because you have to give up keys, which are so valuable, the items from the devil pots are typically incredibly powerful, like double damage, which does exactly what it sounds like it does. You deal double damage.
Yep, devil pots, demon shrines, we have a few different names for them, just like the angel shrines that you can see that take coins instead of keys. And as you see, just the utility here of the Adventurer's Fedora, allowing Fiddy to be able to carry both infinite ammo and double damage at the same time. Again, normally wouldn't be able to do that, but having the luck of being able to get the Adventurer's Fedora there is just allowing Fiddy to execute at the absolute power that he is. Not to mention his skill on top of that, barely missing a shot here.
Yeah,
just
he's
absolutely dominating this.
Absolutely great. Definitely. I don't know if my whistle got picked up on camera, but I was genuinely very, very impressed with a lot of the execution of these rooms. Although we are going to Goldvig now, so I can't explain it. So as you may recall, Snipe does do knockback, so we're hoping to knock Goldvig back into the gap. We didn't quite get it there. You can see there are little pits on the edge of her stage. So what we hope to do is we hope to knock her back with Snipe into the pits on the edge. Sometimes it can be finicky. The knockback on Snipe is very strange sometimes. As you saw there, it shot her straight up in the air. So it's all right that we didn't get that time around, but it's we go for it because you typically need Snipe. And Herfenjorder is the only character who has
Starts with Snipe.
Yes. Yeah. Starts with Snipe.
Though in this case, as you saw, it was probably actually faster for Fiddy to just finish Golvig as he did than to go for the quote-unquote quick kill in this situation because of the amount of damage that Fiddy is putting out. Minced my words there a little bit. Sorry.
Dude, could you imagine how much damage would be getting put out if there were multiple Fiddies?
It would be a lot.
Would be a lot. Also, it is worth mentioning, you may notice the rooms are looking a little different here. We are now in Svartalfheim, I believe.
Closer. You're getting closer every time.
I can never pronounce that. Svartalfheim. But there are 5 worlds in BPM. Each world has 2 levels. So you may recall we started off on Asgard. Typically, you go to Asgard 2, but if you get crypts, you go into crypts. But the worlds go Asgard, Vanaheim, Starfelheim, and Helheim. So it's actually only 4. I lied.
But we kind of consider crypts to be the bonus world.
That's true.
Even though it's considered part of Asgard, we do kind of consider that to be its own little entity, since it was added in a later update with the Overdrive update. Ooh, getting a boss challenge room there. We'll see if we get anything good out of that challenge chest. Nope, sadly nothing. The quest can be very, very useful in certain instances. It is a ultimate spell. That would take the place of Fiddy's ability to change items in the room into coins. But what the quest does is it will give a player +1 to all of their stats, a bit of health regen, and a bit of a speed boost for the rest of the floor once they use it after clearing 12 rooms. So if you're doing a clear all rooms run casually or just playing the game casually, it can be very, very useful. But for Fiddy right here, with the fact that he's already got basically maximum stats and is going at the pace he's got, keeping that little bit of run security in his back pocket with the change all items to coins with Gary's Audit, I believe is the name of the spell, just a little bit safer, a little bit faster as well at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. And
not to mention, he wouldn't get the primary benefit of the quest, which would be the health regen.
Yeah, and
I guess we can mention the bank since we did see it. We've seen a bank on the map. That's the different weighted scales there. We don't really need to stop in there because Fiddy's got plenty of coins right now, though we might see it later if we get it early on. The bank is run by the Wolves Odin. In this case, there are 3 of them in there at any given time. We like to call them Gary, Gary, and Gary. Don't worry about where Frecky is. Frecky takes over Gary's shifts when Gary is doing runs.
Yeah, and the reason why the banks are so helpful is because we do edit the save files. So basically the way the banks work is you can either deposit or withdraw coins. So during a run, you can dump coins into the bank that you can then withdraw during other runs. The issue is you can only deposit 10 coins at a time. So while it is theoretically possible to just spend like a bunch of hours dumping a whole bunch of coins into the bank, just for fairness sake, we do allow runners to edit the save file to max out the bank because nobody wants to spend all that time.
Yeah. And we have a community-approved tool and website that we use for that. So if you're ever worried about it, or if you're part of the BPM community and you just want to have a modded save file and basically have Gary permanently unlocked, feel free to talk to one of us. Jump in our community Discord. We would love to have you. One of us on the moderation and verification team would be more than willing to probably hop in a Discord call, help you out if you need help figuring it out. We do have instructions posted, but sometimes we have run into a couple of issues with it in the past, though we have troubleshooted those. So jumping back onto the topic of the run, can I just say just how awesome of a Svartalfheim 2 Fiddy has been executing here?
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful Svartalfheim 2. I don't know how often I get this good of a Svartalfheim 2, because I am constantly taking damage. I don't have great situational awareness. I'll say it. I'm usually falling into pits or bouncing off the lava.
Oh, absolutely. I do that as well. I'm not saying absolutely you do that.
Oh, no, I know. Well, you've seen enough of my runs to be able to confirm that, though.
You've seen enough of my runs to also confirm that. We all do it a little bit, except for Fiddy, apparently, because Fiddy is doing absolutely amazing hitting all the sweet spots as well on the enemies, getting a bunch of one-shots where he might typically not otherwise. Just an absolute masterclass, hitting almost all of his shots as well.
Very true. Probably a good time for us to mention critical hits and sweet spots. So critical hits are basically exactly what you would think of in any game with critical hits. If you see a glowing spot on an enemy, that's usually a weak spot. If you see a humanoid enemy, a headshot's usually a safe bet. So, like with Mescal, if you shoot him on the skull on his head, that's a critical hit.
Yep.
It works pretty well.
Yeah, and making absolutely short work there. That's actually one of the more scary bosses in the game, but you wouldn't know that based on how Fiddy just cleared him out immediately there.
Jumping into Helheim 1 for Herfjotr. Can be a scary floor, but I've got a feeling Fiddy's going to make short work of it. Get out of Herfjotr, no problem.
Every time you say that character's name, I just want to say Gesundheit.
Yeah, there's a reason we usually shorten it to just Herf. The big reason is this game is loosely based on Norse mythology. Emphasis on
Despite the fact we
based.
just saw a samurai, yeah.
Yeah, again, loosely based on Norse mythology. The basic story of it is you're a Valkyrie descending from Asgard to the base of the World Tree in Helheim to defeat Nidhogg, who is trying to start Ragnarok by consuming the World Tree's roots and setting the World Tree ablaze. And you do it by, listening to an awesome soundtrack composed by Sam Houghton and Joe Collinson. By the way, happy belated birthday to Sam Houghton. May as well shout that out since we're here. But again, none of the story is really explicitly told to you. At the end of the day, it's you're a cool angel person with gun, shoot bad guys.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get to it at some point, do you want to explain the second boss skip we have, and actually the only boss skip that can be done with every character?
I would absolutely love to. At the end of Helheim 1, we're going to be facing off against Surt. And Surt also has a pitted arena, aka an arena that has a pit around it. Now, Surt actually has a charge attack, and if you time it right, you can lead Surt off the edge of the arena and have him charge right off into the pit. And if you do it really, really well, you don't fall off the arena with him, you just lead him off. Fiddy's much better at it than I am, and usually doesn't fall off. Though, depending on how your speed stat is, or depending on just how much health you have and how comfortable you are with taking the hit, you might just lead him off and drop down anyway in a blaze of glory, kind of like doing the Ganon smash in Smash Bros.
Yeah. But we're going to see that coming up right here. So here is Surt. So he's going to do either 1 or 2 moves before this. Let's see. And so it's going to be 2. So we're going to have to dodge this. We'll see.
Really bad pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, just going to be faster to kill him at this rate. If you miss it, it's a lot of times it just ends up being faster to finish Surt off. And that was not any fault of Fiddy's there. That was really just Surt throwing him a really bad pattern.
Yeah, sometimes that'll just happen.
And the bigger factor is with the pattern that Surt threw at him, that line that Surt throws on the ground will do constant damage to you. So for other characters, it might not be too big of a deal. It might just hit you twice. For Herfjotr, that line almost becomes an insta-kill. So that was Fiddy just playing it safe, playing it smart, and making sure that he could finish out the run for us, rather than executing a very, very risky strat that wouldn't have saved him any time at that point. He made sure that he could complete the run, keep it going, and, he'll probably have a chance to see it. We got 2 more chances to see that quick kill.
Speaking of seeing something, we're now seeing the final boss for the first of 3 times. Remember, this is a multi-character run. Nidhogg operates on 2 stages, so we've just entered the second stage now. Great job there. That projectile's incredibly hard to dodge. But now that he has entered the second stage, he's on the ground, and we have entered into the crescendo.
Yep, and that's time on Herfjotr, but we still have 2 more characters to go.
Yes.
That's what, in 1842? Yeah.
And I believe next we are going to be moving on to Freyr. So as we said, each character has a unique health mechanic. For Freyr, that health mechanic is instead of spawning with health, he spawns entirely with shields. So the reason why that's significant is they act the same as health. The difference is that sometimes you'll
regenerate it.
Yeah, you can't regenerate it. Sometimes you will find health in chests at the end of levels. You will never find shields in chests at the end of levels. However, it is worth mentioning that his ultimate, which refills every, how many is it?
It's a few rooms. I can't remember the specifics. I think it's 5.
It might be 5 rooms, but every 5 rooms he has a spell that will give him some more armor. Now, you're also seeing in action the main drawback of Freyr, which is his revolver. Do you want to explain why that's so frustrating?
Gladly. The revolver is a 6-shot revolver, classic, very cool, love the westerns, but as you can see, you've got to reload every single bullet on its own. So while you can fire the shots rapidly, you got to reload really slow, and if you're not using your R button to reload and you're using fire on beat to reload, then it means you have to use some sort of spell or other animation to break the reload animation and cancel the reload to break out of it if you want to stop reloading before you finish. And I will also double back to Freyr's health mechanic for a second. If you're in chat and you're wondering, hey, I wonder why wouldn't you just buy more max health upgrades for Freyr? And why are you stuck on just shield? Well, that would probably be my fault. I created the category of health pool hell, so all of Fiddy's suffering tonight, if he has bad RNG, you can blame on me. And one of the rules for health pool hell is that you cannot buy max health upgrades for Freyr. You can buy more armor, but for Skuld as well, there's a rule there where you cannot buy any armor for Skuld. You've got to be very careful in gauging your health there, because Skuld's health mechanic, well, we'll explain that when we get there, I think. Ooh. For now, let's just appreciate how Fiddy handles this Giant Draugr. Giant Draugr kinda is annoying because it just basically makes the Draugr bigger and doubles the Draugr's health pool, so this is gonna be a bit of a long fight.
Yeah, bosses have a chance to spawn with modifiers, same as floors. There are a couple different modifiers you can find. In this case, Giant is very simple and very, very annoying. It just gives the boss, it makes it bigger, and it also gives it double the amount of health. So it's going to take twice as long to take down. And with an weapon with the DPS of the revolver, that is going to be quite frustrating to deal with. But Fiddy is dealing with it amazing right now. Just like that, it's done.
That was a flawless clear of Asgard 1. Tough break, though, not getting any crits on Asgard 1, and double space. Space on Asgard 1 and space on Asgard 2. Space, it's a cool modifier when you first get to play it, because you're like, oh, hey, I've got moon gravity, it's really cool. And then you immediately start hitting it when you realize, oh, hey, it's really hard to dodge in moon gravity.
Yeah.
Let's see, anything decent? You're thinking maybe, what, swap for the SMG if you can, Fiddy?
If there's a bank, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, was the SMG 30 coins?
SMG was the 30 coin slot. That's Asgard 2 all the way for you.
Yeah.
That is Asgard 2 luck for you all the way.
There are 3 weapons available in each armory, and one of them will be 5 coins, one of them will be 15, and one of them will be 30. It's so typically you're looking for the 15 priced weapon, because the 5 coin priced weapons typically aren't the greatest, although there are a few that are all right, and the 15s are typically better, and they're not as expensive as the 30s. But yeah, here it's just a little bit tough with Freyr because you do have to do the auto reload. If we are lucky enough to find a infinite ammo shield again, that would solve some of our issues, honestly, because the revolver is a perfectly usable weapon when you don't have to reload every shot.
That it is, though it looks like Fiddy's also getting pretty lucky with coin drops, already at 29. We'll see if something in the shop might change his mind regarding getting the SMG from the armory and having to backtrack all that distance because of how long this just path has been. It's been a really good one-way. It's been the exact kind of map you really want to see in a clear all rooms run. but at the same time, it has been a slow map. Oh, hey, and there's the bank you wanted, Fitty.
Hey.
So, not really what you needed in terms of the floor, but exactly what you needed in terms of the speed.
Yeah, do you think you're gonna circle back to go try and grab it?
Yeah, I'm gonna ditch the revolver here momentarily.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't like the revolver.
The weapon he's going to be swapping to, I guess I'll explain the mechanics now as he backtracks to Munan's armory, is the SMG. It's a 3-round burst weapon, 21-round mag in its standard issue. When you first purchase it, I guess is the best way to say it. You had to backtrack anyway for that mini-boss room. Perfect. You had planned this.
Yeah, I realized that was
Lionheart.
going to be happening.
Yes, a perfectly useful item for this character.
Yeah.
Very true, very true. Lionheart spawns you with absolutely nothing if you get it killed while holding it with Freyr.
Yeah, typically it would give you an extra life by refilling your health when you die, but because you don't have any health for Freyr, you just kind of die anyways. And same's actually true for Herpenjorder as well.
Well, actually, it will spawn you again, but with 0. Ooh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So what you just saw Fitty do there is sacrifice his ability to easily regen armor for a very quick room clearing spell called the Celestial Drumroll. That will recharge every 3 rooms cleared, and, well, you'll basically see him snap his fingers and the room will be cleared, more or less.
Literally.
If he's lucky, at least. If he's lucky.
Yeah.
Depends on the health of certain enemies, depends on the ability upgrades he's able to get, but in most cases, he'll be able to just snap his fingers and the room will be cleared, if not significantly more cleared than it was before he used it.
Yeah.
It's also very useful against bosses, so while he's getting some bad luck in terms of map generation, in terms of not getting crypts, he's getting half-decent luck now in terms of getting the SMG, getting the Celestial Drumroll. It's looking up for him, plus 3 damage upgrades going into Vanaheim 1. Since he doesn't have any crypts, that's about the best you can really ask for.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's when we think of the RNG and BPM, we kind of typically think of it in 2 ways. We think of it as layout RNG and item RNG. So with layout RNG, obviously it is, well, I'll explain item RNG. It's the more straightforward. So item RNG is basically what you'd imagine. It's, do you get good items, good weapons, all that kind of stuff. The thing is, for layout RNG, it's actually very, very different between clear all rooms and any percent. So obviously in any percent, once you defeat the final boss of the level, a portal will open up to the next level. So in any percent, you want to find the boss room as soon as you can and get through that portal as quickly as you can. However, in clear all rooms, you actually hope to find the boss last, because if you find the boss last, that means you don't have to backtrack through any rooms. So whereas in any percent, we typically hope to find the boss right away, we actually hope
and there's
to find
Celestial
it. Yeah.
Drumroll at its finest.
Yeah, we hope
Sorry for
to find.
interrupting you, Gabe.
No, you're totally good. I was hoping to mention that also, but in clear all rooms, we do hope to find the boss room last.
I will say this. Fitty is still showing a masterclass of Freyr, despite the poor RNG he's been getting here. And I also do want to take a moment to shout out the fact that Fitty is also the world record holder on Clear All Rooms for Freyr. He is currently the Clear All Rooms world record holder for Freyr on easy. So anything that happens in this run is just a matter of RNG at this point, because Fitty has the skills to pay the bills with this character. He is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, quite literally nobody in the world more qualified for this than him. And I see you decide not to take the spread shot. Is there a specific reason why? I personally like the spread shot. Ooh.
Spread shots. can make it so your gun deals less damage if you don't hit the entirety of the spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, also, the spread shot introduces damage drop off at range.
That's fair. I actually don't know that much about it because you almost never see it. I just like to take it because it's fun, but that does make sense. Oh my gosh, and there is Celestial Drumroll again.
Yep. And one thing I will mention is Fiddy managed to pick up the Helm of Rage, which is very nice. Whenever you see Fiddy's score multiplier in that top right corner get up to a 4, he'll be dealing basically double damage. Though sadly, his score multiplier will reset if he ever goes offbeat or takes damage while during an encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So it is
going on?
kind of a 50-50
Oh
there.
my gosh, space again.
That is a lot of space.
I hope we got some astronomers in chat. Maybe somebody will be happy
3
about this.
spaces.
If
3
anyone's got
spaces
any,
and 1 dark.
yeah, if anyone's got any space emotes, I would love to see those space emotes in chat when I go back and check the VOD.
I mean, I can always just jump in with space.
Nice.
Yes, please do the Tim Curry space.
The obligatory space. Space was actually the theme of the very first episode of Crosshair, and I absolutely said, our episode theme today is space.
Space. Also, I will say, I love that this is the theme for Crosshair today. I love the song.
Absolutely. Also, I just wanted
You
to
got the rhythm
mention,
gamers here.
James, I don't know if you saw it, but Fiddy just got in that shop both a cooldown reduction shield and a double damage shield. He did decide to go with double damage.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. He's got the SMG, so double damage is going to be a little more important than cooldown reduction. And Garand. The Garand. But the Garand is almost... Oh, you've got double damage. You could take it. That's up to you, though, Fiddy. I think what Fiddy's thinking about there with the Deadeye lens, which is basically taking that center aiming reticle, or the Crosshair. Let's drop the name of the show in there.
Hey.
Crosshair mentioned. Oh, he took it anyway. Crosshair has just been made much bigger, as you can see, and now anything that's inside that Crosshair will basically just die.
Just not enough, yeah. There is a limit to the
Varga.
explosions on that, so sometimes it won't quite clear everything.
Yeah, you get more explosions and more damage per explosion whenever you do a ability upgrade, but the Garand, as I was going to say, is kind of like the Holy Grail, or one of the Holy Grails, I should say, for Clear All Rooms runs. It's a very, very reliable weapon. It's high in damage. It's able to one-tap a lot of enemies. Plus, it's got the lowest reload time of any weapon in the game. It's a 1-beat reload, so you can be spamming that all day. And the next character starts out with it, so you'll be able to see us going pretty fast, more specifically Fiddy going pretty fast from the very beginning with
Definitely.
Garand.
I'd just like to shout out that Goldpig fight. You didn't get to see it last time because we do have the skip with Herfenjorder, but Goldpig is actually considered one of, if not the hardest boss in the game, and you saw why there. That attack she has where she separates the floor into different parts and then spins them around is very, very hard to dodge and can be very, very scary, but Fiddy did a great job there. I believe he did it without getting hit once, so great job there, Fiddy.
Yeah, even at the highest level of runner, it is not uncommon to take damage to Belvague. It is honestly not uncommon for us to take damage at all, though I would not expect to see damageless runs from Fiddy. Fiddy has a habit of running Odor in his time off when he's just trying to have fun. And if you don't know who Odor is one of the one-hit KO characters. Basically, if you take damage, you're dead. There are 2 characters like that in BPM bullets per minute. One is Odor, one is Sangritter, and Fiddy is probably one of, if not the best Odor runners in the BPM community right now. So, again, just absolutely amazing show of strength from Fiddy. That is part of why I was not worried at all when I saw him swap out his ability to regen health there. When he swapped out his ultimate for the Celestial Drumroll. I knew he was just going to be safe because just look at the masterclass that Fiddy is putting on for you all right now.
Absolutely.
Show him all the love, Twitch chat.
It's also worth mentioning there is bunny hopping in this game. You haven't seen it much because it's almost impossible to do on space, but we do have a surprise. Never mind.
Dwarven bracelet, finally.
So
there's the Dwarven bracelet. You want to talk about it, Gabe? I know you've been dying for every single run we've been doing to see it.
Dwarven bracelet. So Dwarven bracelet is the speedrunner's dream. It is, speedrunning wise, I think everyone would agree, the best item hands down. You can't really tell what it does right now because he has cleared all the rooms, but what the Dwarven bracelet does is it reveals the entire map. What that means is you don't have to guess which direction to go in to find the boss. You don't have to guess like what the best path to clear will be. You can see everything from the start. So it's not as helpful in clear all rooms because you know you're going to clear every room anyways. But in any percent, it is almost required to get a very, very good run.
Yeah, though I will say, in my experience of running a lot of clear all rooms lately, it is a lot more useful than you would expect for clear all rooms because it allows you to determine your route ahead of time rather than having to route on the fly. And there's another weapon that will certainly be helping Fiddy. But as I was saying, it allows you to just actually route your path through a floor rather than having to do guesswork and backtracking. This allows you to do absolute minimal backtracking other than required. Yeah. And now you see Fiddy picking up the Haunted Revolver there. That is the true holy grail of speed running weapons in this game. The Haunted Revolver starts as a 4-shot pistol with a 3-beat reload, so it is a little slow, but once you start to get a few ammo upgrades into it, you're starting to look faster and faster. It has one of, if not the highest DPS outputs in the game. The only thing you do have to look out for is it does have a little bit of damage drop off at range. And as I said, it does have a 3-beat reload, so you've got to be trying to hit your shots, though Fiddy's got a build that will allow him to hit his shots, plus he's also a very good aimer.
Yeah, plus
he's got amazing aim. He's put hundreds of hours into this game and has amazing aim, though sometimes you will just miss shots because this game's aiming system is a little unique. You've got a very unique crosshair, and you can see that center dot just kind of moves on its own.
Yeah.
Part of that is due to the Deadeye lens right now, the auto-aim mechanic, but part of it is also due to how the aiming mechanics work in this game. You can have your perfect aim locked into everything, but if your precision stat is not buffed, then it seems, at least from what we can tell, to not necessarily lock on as well to where you're precisely aiming for. That little dot seems to have a little more drift the less precision that you have.
Yeah. But still a great job clearing out so far. We're starting to see what makes the Haunted Revolver so powerful. It actually has the same reload as the... Oh!
Really? Going with the Celestial Wave? Interesting choice, Fiddy. I guess that's just for damage output at this point, despite the fact that it won't have too much damage right now due to not having a lot of ability upgrades, though the double damage shield will affect its damage a little bit. That'll help tick down some of the enemy's damage whenever he's able to use it. So I'm guessing that's probably Fiddy's thought process. Would you be willing to confirm that for me, Fiddy?
Fiddy's so locked in right now.
Yeah.
Mostly for the elemental heads that pop up.
Fair.
I can just one-shot those. I won't have to look for them because it's very easy to lose track of those enemies because they can get stuck on the terrain very
fair.
Yeah, Celestial Wave is that big wall that you're seeing going across each room. So it basically just damages every enemy in the room. It does a big wall, and everything that touches that wall gets damaged. It can be incredibly powerful with the right build. It still will be powerful, but if you get like max damage, ability power, and an item that will clear enemies out quicker, execute enemies quicker. Yeah. It can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah. I think the item you're referring to there is the trampling boots, right, Gabe? Or maybe the Tricotera, which is a shield that triples your magical damage output.
I was thinking of the trampling boots, yeah.
Yeah. Though Celestial Wave plus the Tricotera plus the Trampling Boots will one-shot almost any common enemy in the game. It is a very, very broken build that I have only gotten a handful of times, despite having over 500 hours in this game now. So the fact that you're able to get Celestial Wave is just fun in general.
Yeah, and we're going to see... we don't really have to go for the
It's
cert.
faster just to finish cert normally.
Though I will mention, I believe that means it might not be available for the Nidhogg fight. Celestial Wave.
No, the Celestial Drumroll will not be available on Nidhogg, though I don't think Fitty needs it. I do not think Fitty needs it at all.
I would personally agree. He is doing a lot of damage, and he is G-Fitty, so I think I'm not too worried about his about the likelihood of this fight not going incredibly quickly. Although we do see triple Jotunheim guards here. He handled that much better than I would. I panic whenever I see those Jotunheim guards. I have lost so many runs to them.
Yeah, the easiest way to deal with the Jotunheim guards, in my experience, is to either have a item that allows you to do penetrating damage, or to back up a bit and aim right for their feet, because there's a gap between the shields and their feet where you can shoot them. Speaking of shooting them, that was Fitty shooting Nidhogg again. That is time on, I believe that was Freyr, right? Yeah, yep. Freyr. 1919, not bad at all for a Cryptless run. Way to go, Fitty.
Thank you.
And we're going to be moving on to Skuld now. Now, James, I know you do love Skuld. Would you like to explain Skuld for us?
I would love to. Skuld is my absolute favorite character to run in this game. If you didn't catch my run at AGDQ, I will gladly run down the basics of Skuld. Skuld starts out with the Garand, as I mentioned earlier. The Garand is a 3-shot weapon, and it has a single beat reload, the fastest reload in the game. As I was saying, with the single beat reload, you also get the benefit of the special abilities from Skuld. Skuld has a wonderful ultimate ability called Sigyn's Help. Sigyn's Help allows you to spawn a chest every few enemies that you kill. I believe it's every 10 enemies that you finish those. Some enemies seem to not count depending on whether they were there when the room was spawned or not. If they were spawned from additional enemy spawns or spawners, things like that. And then there's the secondary ability that Skuld has, which is the Mortal Curse Mark for Death. It is a stackable ability that does damage over time to enemies. Oh, Deadeye Lens again. That is amazing, Fitty.
Yeah, definitely.
That is wonderful to see. You love to see it. But moving on from there. Ooh, going for it? Yeah, Golden Bracelet.
Although nice he did not pick up any health in there, but as we said, it is G-Fitty. I think we'll be perfectly fine without it. He's already almost back to full health, in fact.
Yeah, but speaking of health, if you look in that bottom left-hand corner, Fitty is, not Fitty, Skuld is the first character with a normal-ish health bar, or at least the first character we're seeing with a normal HP pool, but not quite as normal as you would think. That health bar is constantly ticking down over time, and you have to replenish that health bar by dealing damage to enemies or killing them. It is very risky. A lot of times you're playing risk-reward. You're constantly monitoring that health pool and hoping that you're dealing enough damage, seeing enough enemies, not picking up the Lionheart. Interesting.
He doesn't need it.
Not even worried.
Oh.
Definitely not picking up the Tumbler's boots.
Not the Tumbler's boots.
We jokingly call... though it's not really a joke, we call the Tumbler's boots the motion sickness boots in the community. Just they are not great. They will make you dive straight into things. Ooh, no crypts again. That is rough. But thankfully, Skuld of all characters is kind of the fastest character to not have a crypt on. Again, mostly due to Skuld's abilities there. Your ability to spawn a chest, your ability to stack damage over time and just be able to wear down enemies that fast. It is a very useful ability to be able to burn enemies down, even if you don't have maximum stats.
Yeah, definitely. And something I was going to mention earlier before I got cut off by myself, by my shock with the Dwarven Bracelet. you might notice there actually is bunny hopping in this game. You would be surprised at how many movement options we actually have in bullets per minute. There is bunny hopping. It does gain speed, but it does take a little bit of space to do it, so you'll normally only see it if he needs to cross like large areas. And you'll also see there what he just did. There's also ledge boosting. It can be a little bit iffy, but if you jump on a ledge, then a lot of the times you will get a nice boost, like right there. And you can chain together these bunny hops and these ledge boosts to gain a whole bunch of speed.
Yep, long story short, this game, BPM bullets per minute, was built in Unreal Engine 4, so any of your favorite Unreal Engine 4 movement mechanics that you know and love from games like Quake, you'll be able to see here. It's just a little different because some of them you do kind of have to do on the beat now.
That is true.
If you hadn't noticed, BPM is, of course, a rhythm game. It's a rhythm shooter. It is one of the original rhythm shooters, and it is absolutely lovely. All of us have hundreds of hours in this game. So if you're ever interested in trying it, definitely go and try it out.
Definitely.
As I said earlier, we've got a community Discord where the speedrunners and a lot of just regular players love to hang out. Speaking of the community Discord, we've also got some of the developers in there. We've got Joe Collinson, we've got the composers Sam Houghton and Joe Collinson in there. We've got Josh Sullivan in there, the level and sound designer for the game. So it is a wonderful time. It's great to see all the community there, plus all the new faces that are always coming in just to say hi. We would love to have you all there.
Definitely. I just wanted to shout out real quick the item he just picked up, the solar flares. Basically what it does, you might notice when he shoots, it shoots kind of a shotgun spread of fireballs that deal burn damage to enemies. Do you know if the fireballs from solar flares stack?
Yes and no. You can have multiple fireballs dealing damage at one time. They deal damage at the same time. They don't necessarily multiply.
Okay.
And it's 4 different fireball projectiles per shot that you do. Though if you get some sort of item like the Ogre's Helm, the spread shot, since I know you do like that item, Gabe, it will multiply per the number of pellets. So if you're using a weapon that's a shotgun type weapon, you will basically be blinding yourself. So there is a reason that this game does have a photosensitivity warning on the label. If you are photosensitive to some of these effects, please be careful going in. There are some options for visuals in the settings, but even those might be unhelpful for some people depending on your level of photosensitivity. Play safely, everyone.
Definitely.
We want everyone to be able to enjoy this game, but we want you to be able to enjoy it safely.
Definitely, yeah. And just in case anyone was wondering, if you do want to find the Discord and a lot of our resources, we do have some tutorials and, like we said, the save files. You can find all those and the Discord on speedrun.com.
Yep, you can check out everyone's runs, especially GFitty's runs on there. Speaking of GFitty's runs, this is a masterclass of a run despite the tough RNG that he's been getting. I don't think we've been showing him enough love of how he has been handling this Vanaheim. He's got a bit of a rough build going on there with the golden bracelet, which allows for penetration of different bits of armor and shields, but will also allow for more gold to be dropped from enemies. He's got the solar flares shield, which will also burn through armor and shields, and will also do a lot more DPS just over time. Works really well with the secondary ability of the Mark for Death. And then he's got the auto aim on top of that. He's been getting pretty lucky with the damage drops. Plus just Fitty's amazing skill as a runner being shown on full display here. So in my opinion, it's almost for the best that Fitty didn't necessarily get crits, because you're getting to see Fitty at his best.
Yeah,
absolutely
definitely.
Executing a masterclass of this game rather than using just brokenly overpowered builds. You got to see a little bit of that.
That can be fun, but it also is fun just to watch, you know, a master at work.
And let's see what's in Hugin's shop. By the way, everyone say hi, Hugin. We love Hugin. Hugin is a good bird. The only downside to Hugin and Munin and Gary, in the banks, all the lovely animals in this game. We love them all. You sadly cannot pet any of them. We have spoken to the devs. They sadly are not able to patch it in at this time, but we can imagine. We can pretend that you can patch that in.
We can pretend.
We can pretend. We still love this game no matter what. It is amazing despite the, in my opinion, sole flaw of not being able to pet the animals. But hey, think of it like this. The animals are already safe. You don't have to worry about save versus kill the animals.
That's fair. I don't know if you saw it that time, but next boss fight, if you want to see the power of the solar flares, look at the health bar of the boss. You will see it sliding down instead of ticking down, and this way that it slides down is because of the burn damage from the solar flares. And you'll see there, the solar flares put in a lot of work that time around.
Very, very true. Ooh, Haunted Revolver again. The only factor that worries me is, does Fiddy have the range? I know he's got the motion to make up for it if he doesn't have the range. Plus, he's got the auto aim to really help him there, so he can focus a lot on the movement tech he'll be needing to use to compensate for the lack of range that he's got. And he can focus a lot on staying on beat and the rhythm here, especially since he's also got an item that allows him to do penetration to enemies like that Guardian. Speaking of, we haven't really talked about armored enemies yet. Armored enemies, you'll see a few of them in the run. Things like the Guardian, who has that big ol' shield in front of him that will lock onto you, and you've got to dodge his shots on the beat or juke him out and get behind him to shoot him. Or enemies like the mechanized brutes later in Svartalfheim that are just fully robotic enemies, and they've got a glowing crystal on their back that you've got to dodge around them to shoot and destroy them. They are enemies that you have to have either some sort of penetration, or in the case of the mechanized brutes, hit them with a specific spell, some burn damage, or juke all the way around them and shoot them in their weak spot to be able to defeat them.
Yeah, those are definitely some of the enemies that scare me the most. I lose lots of time every run, just because every time I run into a armored enemy, whether it's a Guardian or it's a Skell, which you can find in the crypts.
Oh, yeah.
I get scared every time, and I spend a lot of time kind of tiptoeing around. But as you can see here, Fiddy is not doing that. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has nothing to be afraid of, so he is blazing through these enemies. Baby Scorpion spawned. Yeah.
Scorpion, yeah. One fun fact about those Queen Scorpions is they can stab their tails into the ground and spawn a baby scorpion, which will cause that fun little visual bug that you saw there, where it did say flawless clear. You saw it say flawless clear, but there was still a baby scorpion behind Fiddy that could have snuck up behind him and ruined his day had he not realized it. But thankfully, we are, as I said, we've all got a few hundred hours in this game, so we're used to seeing that visual bug, but I think when we all encountered that for the first time, we can all safely say that we had a baby scorpion end our run, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a quick go big fight. Oh.
Yeah, that was great.
Something tells we might not see the cert quick kill today, because it looks like it might just be faster for Fiddy to just finish off cert.
Yeah, definitely. And we're moving into Svartalfheim. James, did I get it?
Close enough, Gabe. Close enough.
We're moving on.
I'm just going to give up on trying to get you to pronounce it right.
We're moving on into the third level now. As we said before, it can get I actually don't know if we mentioned it. For every level, obviously, the enemies get more dangerous. They start to have more health and sometimes even deal more damage. But as well...
Ooh, Midgard bracelet.
Nice. We'll explain that in a minute, but what I wanted to mention is, as well as the enemies getting tougher for every level that you clear, more and more rooms will spawn. So for Asgard 1, you might only need to clear like a few rooms to clear all of the rooms, but as you start getting towards Svartalfheim and even Helheim, you start to have to clear a whole lot of rooms. It's just part of the difficulty ramping that you're going to have to deal with when you do runs.
Yep, and with Svartalfheim here, you're seeing a lot of rooms already. You've got a tough 3 split here, but Fiddy's about to start dealing max damage here, it looks like, plus getting a few more mag upgrades. And the reason he's now doing max damage is partly due to that bracelet that he picked up, the Midgard bracelet. The item description there does not lie with the Midgard bracelet. Pure goodness at its finest. It will give you +1 to every single one of your stats on every floor that you complete, plus the floor that you pick it up on. And it will give you a permanent +25 HP, or permanent +25 max HP for as long as you hold the bracelet. So it is absolutely amazing. The only downside to it is now Fiddy isn't going to have penetration, though he does still have the Mortal Curse, he does still have the Solar Flares, which can substitute out for penetration. The burning damage or the tick damage from the Mortal Curse can substitute out for the penetration damage that he might have been doing.
Yeah, typically when you're dealing with an enemy with armor, you're going to want to either get around them or penetrate the armor, but Mortal Curse does go through armor, so you don't have to worry with armor penetration as much with Skuld.
Moving on into Svartalfheim 2, I'll take a moment to explain this floor modifier that we've got here. We have Midas Svartalfheim. If you've read the story of King Midas, you might already be able to assume what this modifier does, but as you can see, every single enemy that Fiddy defeats is dropping a coin. That is a guaranteed drop on this floor because, well, you're King Midas for this floor. You get to have every single enemy drop a coin when you defeat them. Everything you touch turns to gold. Every single chest is going to contain gold instead of some other item. So it can be very, very useful early game. It can be very useful on certain floors as well. Or if you're doing a Herfiota run, it can be amazing as well.
Yeah.
But there is some risk or reward. Oddly enough, you would think we would want it on Asgard 1, but a lot of times we actually end up not necessarily wanting it on Asgard 1 because we're looking for the crits. And if we get the Midas floor modifier, we are less likely to get a key on that floor. We have to hope that we get a key from a Damocles sword or from a randomly spawned chest on Skuld or from a bank. And if we don't get a key and we get crypts, well, we can't unlock the door to the crypts if we don't have a key, and then it's basically just run over for us at that point. Looks like Fiddy just got a very unlucky bug there of Coyote time, where it basically just ate one of his inputs and made him do a jump in the air, and basically caused him to just fall off there. It happens all the time to us, so just a little bit of bad luck there. I ate his input.
I have lost runs to doing that, although to be fair, most of the times when I lose runs to lava, it's more of a me thing than a Coyote time thing.
Yeah. So I will say we have made our way to the final boss, all the way through the final Svartalfheim 2. We're here in Mistcal, about to go into the final Helheim 1. Just a masterclass dodging that charge attack from Mistcal. Not even worried about the chain pull that Mistcal does. Way to go, Fiddy.
Absolutely, yeah. And moving into Helheim, as James said, for the last time here. So you might have noticed also in Helheim, sometimes bosses from previous levels will spawn. We're just going to go through here. Helheim is also unique in its map generation in the way that it is the only time where just straight up dead ends can spawn, like right here. Sometimes dead ends will spawn in mini boss rooms, but other than that, typically you won't find any dead ends, but you will find them in Helheim. But that can be a little bit of a nightmare on clear all rooms, but luckily here he doesn't have to do too much backtracking to make up for it.
Yeah, you'll also occasionally find a dead end in a situation like a pitted Vanaheim or something like that.
Yeah.
Pitted is another floor modifier that thankfully we did not encounter in this run. Pitted kind of does exactly what it says on the tin. It creates a room with a massive pitfall, and you have to fight off all the enemies and then platform your way out. And platforming in this game is a little unreliable at the best of times. A lot of the surfaces like to be slippery. So, yeah. Thankfully, we didn't encounter that. We're not going to commentators curse that into existence either. We're already past that point.
It's worth mentioning also something that makes platforming a little bit difficult is while you can jump at any time, you have to dash on beat. So you're honestly doing like a little bit of platforming to the music also, which is not something in BPM we're really trained for necessarily. We do the shooting on beat. We are not used to the platforming on beat, at least personally speaking. So it can definitely get a little bit scary.
Yeah, in the terms of my good Kaizo runner friends, it takes some good motor skills.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Kaizo runner community. Y'all are awesome. I absolutely love y'all. Thank you for starting to teach me some Mario games. But focusing back on rhythm games here and rhythm shooters, this is probably the worst room in the game. Not because of anything that players do, but because of the sheer amount of enemies that spawn. You get a bunch of spawners in here. You get the skeleton mages that spawn as well that love to just jump up into the air and fly. They have homing attacks that you have to dodge on the beat, and then the flies are also very hard to hit. Now, Fiddy, are you going to try and do the quick kill for the people, since Cert will charge at you and you know you'll regen your health?
And there we go. Let's
going for the quick kill for the people.
Let's go. Good job, Fiddy.
Quick kill for the people to end it off.
Definitely.
Going into Helheim 2 for the last time. Finish it out strong, Fiddy. Grabbing the Giant Slayer's boots. The Giant Slayer's boots, I guess I'll explain this since we're here for the last time. They do percentile damage. Basically, every single instance of damage that you do does a certain amount more against larger enemies. So, long story short, you're going to see Fiddy absolutely melt Needhog. I'm just going to let you all enjoy this final boss music and watch Fiddy finish this out.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Look at that health bar.
Time.
GG.
Beautiful. GG's.
Yes, time.
That is time. Way to go, Fiddy. Absolute masterclass of a run.
Definitely.
1833 on Scold. Not bad at all for a Cryptless run.
That's what I was going to say. Definitely for Cryptless, definitely for clear all rooms. The RNG wasn't necessarily what we always like to see, but what we always like to see was the absolutely incredible execution today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fiddy, you got anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say that you're doing coming up?
I would like to shout out Contraband. He's another runner and kind of a little bit of a rival of kind of all of us, honestly.
I was going to say, I think
point.
he's a rival of all of us. He's always taken our records.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's earned it.
Very beloved member of the community. I'll be streaming BPM on the weekends. I'll be attempting records for Freyr coming soon. One of the characters you saw me playing earlier. Yeah. You guys got any shout outs?
Gabe, I'll let you take it away.
No, I don't personally stream on Twitch, but yeah, shout out to the community. Like we said, we'd love to have you. BPM is a wonderful game to play just casually, but it lends itself incredibly well to speedrunning as well. So shout out to the community and feel free to stop by sometime.
And I guess I'll end it off by saying, yeah, massive shout outs to the BPM community. Absolutely love seeing everyone there all the time. And to you all on Twitch, everyone watching right now, thank you all for watching us here at BPM, and definitely stick around, especially because I'm going to be commentating on the next run as well. Willow's going to be running Metal Hellsinger, so stick around. Keep watching Crosshair.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for showcasing this. This was such a cool run to watch, and definitely a very, very proficient runner in G50. So thank you for showing it off. Folks, before we jump into the last run, while we are on break, which we're going to be doing in a second, you can join the official GDQ Discord and add the Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff like yours truly, and more. If you use !Discord and Twitch chat, you can get more info on that. Additionally, if you missed out on any of our Hotfix shows or events like Back to Black, be sure to check out our VODs over on youtube.com/. Welcome back to Crosshair and our episode titled "The Rhythm Is Gonna Shoot Ya Tonight." Oh well. I like that song, man. Whatever. Before we get to the next run, though, just to let you know, you should be tuning into Speedruns 2025 from February 27th to March 2nd, benefiting doctors of the world. Use !Speedruns in chat to learn more. And just as a little shameless self-promo, I'm doing commentary for one of those runs, so I'm just saying you could tune in for that or whatever. Additionally, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to check out this season's schedule and check out the schedule for an in-depth look at this week's runs. You can also use !schedule into chat for that. And finally, you can check out GDQ's International Transgender Day of Visibility celebration, a weekend highlighting transgender speedrunners on March 29th and 30th. Use !transvisibility in chat for more info. That said, I think it's time we get to the last run of the evening for Crosshair. Anyway, not for Hotfix in general. This was a fantastic run or a fantastic game that I couldn't beat. I could never beat this game. One day, maybe. But we've got Willow showing us Metal Hellsinger All Torments. So Willow, take it away.
Hello. This is my first time doing anything like this, so I apologize if I don't really know what to say. But I am excited to do the run.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. And hey, if you don't know what to say, that's why you've got me here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, welcome back, James, by the way.
Thank you. Hi. I guess I should probably reintroduce myself for anyone that's just tuning in. If you're just tuning in, hi, I'm James Swan. I'll be doing commentary for this run for Willow. I started running Metal Hellsinger shortly after AGDQ 2025 when I did a run of BPM bullets per minute there, mostly because I just absolutely love rhythm games and rhythm shooters because, you know, the rhythm is gonna shoot you tonight. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love that song, man. Come on.
It's so good.
It is. But for now, I'll throw it back to you, Willow, to introduce your run.
All right, so we will be going through all torments, which is basically going through all of the challenges in a sense, instead of just doing the campaign. In my opinion, it's a lot more fun, mainly because of the variety you get with the run. That being said, it can also be a refreshing since it does have a little bit of RNG, but it shouldn't be that bad.
It'll be fine. Bam.
Yep.
Whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and give us that countdown and let's get some metal going.
Yep. The timer, I will count down when, so yeah. Gotta wait for this to load. So yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right. First torment that Willow's going to be jumping into here is Killing with Rhythm 1. Killing with Rhythm 1 is exactly what it says on the tin. You've got to kill all of these demons on beat. You're seeing marionettes and cambions here. A little bit of a tough break there. Probably just a little bit of an eaten input there for Willow. Willow's one of the best at this game out there. Your loadout for this torment, as I should point out, is Terminus and Persephone. No, not Terminus, sorry, Paz. Paz is the skull. You're not going to see Paz used most likely at all. You might see him used a little bit more in the 8 Hells run, but probably not in the all Torments category. You're going to see Willow mostly using Persephone here, trying to line up double shots on a lot of these marionettes whenever she can, and just trying to get one-shot kills on these cambions, finishing off the bigger enemies as fast as possible. Just like this, using the ultimate there to take out a cambion and a behemoth at the same time. Wonderfully done. And just sailing right through. Wonderfully done. First torment down. Way to go, Willow.
Thank you. Yeah, with Killing with Rhythm, there's, for some reason, most of the tournaments, the headshots don't matter, and that one specifically, headshots do more damage. I'm not entirely sure as to why that is, but that's why I was able to take the 1 out in 2 shots instead of 3.
Yep. And we're moving on into Weapon Trickery 1. Weapon Trickery, as you can see, the mechanic is happening here where Willow doesn't have a weapon bar at the bottom. Instead, her weapon is automatically changing after each kill.
Oh, jeez.
Swapping from Terminus to Persephone, just back and forth after each kill. It's a little bit tricky when you're not used to it, but once you get into it, it becomes really rhythmic. You can get into a wonderful flow. It's absolutely amazing to see just the execution that Willow has here. And you'll see Willow focusing, not prioritizing that Cambion there, instead prioritizing this behemoth that spawns up here, since that behemoth can do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful, since Willow knows that she can take out that Cambion with Terminus if necessary, jumping down, using Terminus, that sword there, to finish off these last few marionettes. Second Torment down, amazingly done.
As well with this run, usually people will go with Lamb difficulty because it does enemies do less damage. However, for a few of them, you kind of want to be taking more damage, which you will see later on. So I have to be a little bit more careful with getting hit.
Yep, so I will point that out. You're on Goat difficulty, the slightly higher difficulty of the game. Goat's kind of like the normal difficulty of the game. Lamb is kind of the easy mode. There's a few harder difficulties as well where you don't get the built-in respawn mechanic. Some people swear by those. I believe those are Beast and Archdevil. But I am personally a Lamb and Goat runner. I personally go for any difficulty, which is the difficulty level for those. Though, speaking of difficulties, we are working through Torment 3, Relic Thief 1. The relics that you'll see around the map will boost Willow's damage, ultimates, and ammo. They're the only way Willow can build ultimates in this Torment. But looks like you're going for a different strat than you normally go with, focusing a little more on Persephone here than Terminus. Though it seems to be working really well, just getting that amazing fireball out of Persephone there, taking out all those enemies really quick, building that backup because the ultimate builds up so quickly here, getting off that second ult there. Already 40 out of the 50 kills necessary, lining up these enemies beautifully, getting another bunch of them down, finishing off these last few enemies, getting a third ult off, amazingly done, and Torment 3 down, Relic Thief 1.
Nice.
Now, there is three torments for each level, minus the final one, so we'll be able to get a variety of the songs as well. And also different BPMs, which is a little stressful for the later ones because I struggle with some of the transitions between them. We go from the fastest in the campaign to then one of the slower ones. And it's really hard to not miss a beat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're all good. Specifically, if I'm not mistaken, the BPM for Stygia, which is the set of torments that we're now in, is 103. So not only is it a slower BPM, it's also odd numbered, which makes it even more awkward to try and hit on beat. I will point out, though, this is just masterclass execution on Giant Slayer 1. Giant Slayer 1's big mechanic is your objective is to kill the behemoths that spawn. Those are the big guys with the big hook hand. And your weapons will disappear as you clear more and more of them. So eventually, Willow started out with Terminus, Persephone, and the Hounds. The Hounds are the cool revolvers. They're kind of like the icon of this game. But eventually, Willow will be left with just Terminus, the really cool sword that the Unknown, the character that you're playing as, starts out with. And she'll have to hack and slash her way through these last few behemoths because she has no other option in terms of weapons. But that is not going to be a problem for Willow.
Jump.
Oh, that looked like an eaten input to me. That looked like an eaten input. You got robbed of that jump there.
I think I
just to add insult to injury, the
platform there, so I missed getting another refill for the double jump.
Yeah, but hey, you absolutely nailed it. Way to go. Heading into Death's Edge 1.
So this actually is where you see Paz.
Yeah!
We will be crystallizing the mannequins to damage ourselves even more. to get the side effect from this torment power up. I don't know what you call it.
The gimmick, I guess we'll call it for the sake of this. Paz has a special ability where if you charge up a shot with Paz, you can crystallize the enemies. That also happens with Paz's ultimate ability, but we're not probably going to use Paz enough to see that. And with Paz, if you crystallize the enemies and you're close to them, when you destroy them, they will explode and damage you. So thankfully, with this Torment with Death's Edge, the more damage you take, the more damage you do, and on the current patch of the game, you're not supposed to be able to heal, but you thankfully can with Terminus's ultimate. It's a little funny bit of a mechanic on this patch. It's not really intended, I don't think. On earlier patches, I don't believe it did heal you. Is that correct, Willow? You would know more about that than me. You've been running for a lot longer than I have.
I will say I'm not sure, because even now it sometimes does heal you. Like,
yeah.
And sometimes it will take away the damage cap, but other times it doesn't when you do slaughters. But that side effect does not happen with Terminus's ultimate.
Yeah, it's very, very strange, because I know in your PB, speaking of PBs, Willow is one of the best in the world at this category. The only one of two people to have a sub 40-minute time in this run. So you are seeing one of the best in the world do this run for you all today on Hotfix.
Oh yeah.
A new runner, or at least one that I don't recognize, actually beat mine by 6 minutes, which, to be fair, I haven't done this category in a while, so that could be why as well, because I wasn't really grinding it. I think I just kind of settled with the sub 40-minute time.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact that this is a very new game still. It's only, 2 years old? Almost 3? So even for veterans like you of the game, there is still a lot for everyone to learn about this game. Though I should probably mention, we are in Relic Thief 2, the second variant of the Relic Thief. This time, instead of just being locked to Terminus and Persephone, you have the Hounds as well. And you're going to see Willow prioritizing the Hounds because they can one-shot the marionettes. Those are those kind of skeleton-winged enemies. Plus, the ultimate for the Hounds is very powerful, and it will linger after your special effect from the boons runs out and will continue to deal damage to enemies. That doesn't normally happen with some of the other ultimates. Sometimes it'll just cut off those ultimates instantly when that effect runs out from the boons. But for the ultimate here on the Hounds, it will keep on going. And in that instance, you had 2 at once for a moment there. And it allows Willow to clear that torment really, really quickly. Way to go.
Well done.
Out of Stygia and into Yelm.
Even though, the difficulty for the torments increase the further you go, the respective ones have typically the same strategy. So, for example, Ultimate Master, you see a lot of Terminus action just because the ultimate is really good for killing enemies.
It really is. Plus, you'll also possibly see Willow, doing it exactly like that. You'll see Willow canceling the ultimate by quick swapping away to Persephone, and you'll be able to conserve a little bit of that ultimate bar and be able to build it back up on larger enemies like the Behemoth and the Cambions there, while still being able to hack and slash through a lot of the marionettes and clearing that in really, really fast time. That way faster than I'm able to do Ultimate Mastery. Way to go, Willow. Incredibly done.
I will say my worst weapons is definitely the Hounds, mainly because it's more of a precision weapon. And because a lot of the other weapons have a more area of effect, or just a bigger range of shots to hit enemies. So.
And I would wholeheartedly agree with that on my end as well. The Hounds being a precision weapon makes them a lot of risk for a lot of reward, or honestly, in some cases, not much reward if you have another option that is better than the Hounds. The only instance you'll see the hounds being used for really is their ultimate, like you saw earlier with Relic Thief 2, when their ultimate was just that powerful. In this case, we are using them for killing with Rhythm 2 here, because they are just that powerful if you can land your shots. Plus, the ultimate is, again, very, very helpful there. And we would like to be able to use Terminus here, but again, Terminus just wouldn't do the damage that we want it to do. So, onto the hounds it is. It's kind of a very good skill check for runners at this point. And as you can see, Willow is just executing it beautifully. Masterclass there once more. Killing with Rhythm 2, done.
Yelm introduces one of like the meta weapons that is used for traditional runs, which is the Vulcan, because of its area of effect. However, it can be quite blinding because you're just kind of spamming it.
So, photosensitivity warning here for anyone that might have any sorts of issues with that in chat. We do want y'all to enjoy the runs, but we want you to enjoy them safely. Vulcan crossbow, if you're hitting on beat with it, it will be firing explosive shots there. This is weapon trickery too. You'll be seeing a lot of different weapons here in rapid succession. Plus, it's also the introduction of these enemies, the eyeless. We absolutely hate them. They are always throwing stuff that'll make you slower. It'll tick down your health over time. And they also find ways to be in the most inconvenient spots possible, whether you're playing all Torments or 8 Hells. It is just, they are the most inconvenient things ever. However, Willow making short work of them, getting into that rhythm, getting into that flow state here with killing with Rhythm 2. Also, another enemy that we didn't really get to mention, Stalkers. There was a Stalker there, they were the green enemies that you saw, and now they're dead because Willow just annihilated them. We're out of Yelm and into Encaustus because Willow is just speeding along here on GDQ Hotfix, here on Crosshair.
Heck yeah.
We are into a new Torment type. We are on to Slaughter Mastery 1. Only slaughters count here, and this is really a game knowledge checkpoint. You're going to be seeing a lot of use of the Hounds and of Terminus here. It takes one hit with Terminus to put marionettes into that slaughterable state, and 2 shots with the Hounds on beat to put the Cambions into that slaughterable state, where you see just Willow lunging and rip and tear until it is done. You got to do that 25 times here to finish off this Torment. And if done well, you're seeing Willow just burning through it. 13 out of 25 already, getting these nice in combination here, leaving none standing in her wake. It is beautiful to see. It is the perfect introduction to Encaustus as well, in my opinion. If you're playing for the first time, just getting into this, it gets you into the perfect rhythm, introduces you to the music, allows you to get a good feel for the rhythm of this floor. And just lunging in there. Boom. Way to go, Willow.
The only issue with that one in specific, sometimes the enemies love to jump around, which will cancel out the animation for you to do a slaughter. That did happen there once, but it kind of happens a lot more in the later ones when there's more enemies to keep track of. It is quite annoying. But
yep.
There technically is a way to control it. I'm not the greatest at it though. Because a lot of the enemy spawns and just behaviors is where you're standing. Oh boy.
Gotta play it a little safe here. Looking out for that health crystal. Nice. Good save, good save. Normally, you'd see a lot of us players running on lower health, but that's more in the 8 Hells category. We wouldn't be too worried because we'd be using a boon called Last Breath Aegis, which you get from the Death's Edge 2 Torments. All these Torments are unlocking things for you as you go, usually specific boons that you get to play with during clearing the regular Hells. But in this case, when you're playing through the Torments, you don't get the benefits of any boons. You're just using the weapons to hack and slash through all these enemies on the rhythm to the wonderful soundtrack of this game. Composed by Two Feathers with backing lyrics from a lot of the most famous metal artists and vocalists of all time. Didn't even get the chance to talk about Giant Slayer 2. You had to kill 10 stalkers, and Willow did it faster than I could get to it. Amazingly done. I will talk about Relic Thief 3, though, because with this loadout, you are kind of seeing the 8 Hells standard loadout with Vulcan and Hellcrow. You'll be seeing primarily Vulcan and seeing why we love it here. Willow picks up that first boon and gets basically infinite ammo with the Vulcan here. Those explosive shots even going through the ground a little bit and hitting some enemies before they're fully spawned. Clear them out really, really quickly. It is amazing to see how fast these enemies are dropping. Swapping over to the Hellcrow here just to get some of that AoE damage because they are boomerangs. You don't have to reload them, saving a little bit of time. They will go out and come back to you, which might take a bit of time, but they're constantly dealing damage in that arcing path. Picking up another one of those boons and just memorizing the patterns for how these enemies spawn. Hadn't even gotten the chance to mention yet, a lot of these battle arenas are kind of scripted. There's a little bit of RNG with some enemy AI and them not necessarily behaving how we want them to, but Willow has been playing this for so long and has these patterns so well memorized that she can basically just train them exactly where she wants them to be, just like this. 47 out of 50 already, 48, 49, and
There we go.
done.
Nice.
Absolutely wonderful. That is Relic Thief 3 down. I hope you enjoyed the Relic Thief Torments because they are done.
And here
Out
is
and cost us into Gehenna.
my favorite song from this game. I absolutely love
Yes.
this song.
My favorite song you sadly won't be hearing because I absolutely love the songs from Shoal. Shoal is the final level of the game, and sadly it has no torments, so you won't be able to hear any songs from there. Though, hey, that's just more incentive for you to come and play the game. But we are in Death's Edge 2. Again, the more damage you take, the stronger you are going to be, the more damage you are going to deal. It's basically asking you to be a glass cannon. You are also being introduced to Seraphs and the Hierophant. The Hierophant will summon a couple of enemies that will self-destruct on you, and the Seraphs are those big angels that like to fire big heavenly lasers at you. And they deal a lot of damage, but they are surprisingly weak. They're kind of glass cannons in them of themselves. For this Torment, your loadout is Paz, Terminus, Persephone, and the Hounds, so you've got a bit of a tanky build, though again, you're going to be seeing a lot of Terminus here, a lot of the sword, just because, again, you're able to hit that ultimate, you're able to cancel it out, and that ultimate is so powerful you can spam it, even on the beat, off the beat, and it does a metric butt ton of damage.
The ultimate is also affected depending on the BVM song,
That it is.
which
It will be faster or slower depending on the song playing. So it's going to be a little bit faster here in Gehenna than it was when you saw it earlier.
which is
71 out of 9.
Sorry, which
kills.
is in some cases you also have to spam slower, which not all the time is something you want because spamming slow doesn't really work that well when you're trying to go fast.
Yeah, it doesn't help when you gotta go fast. Though, if I'm not mistaken, we might see it be spammed really, really fast later on when we get to Nihil, right? Nihil, you know what? I'll save the surprise for when we get there. It is absolutely wonderful to see. 97 out of 9. 89. Going after the Behemoth. Popping the ultimate to finish the other Behemoth. Absolutely wonderfully done. Again, Death's Edge 2 is kind of one of those risky ones because you are turning yourself into a glass cannon if the game decides not to give you the health as it's supposed to. Though it seems to be nice to Willow today, giving her those health refills. And now we are on to Killing with Rhythm 3, with Willow showing off just the sheer power of the Hellcrow. Again, hits on beat are what count here, kills on beat are what count. Damage is boosted when you're hitting on beat, and Willow just knows these songs so well. especially this song in particular, with it being her favorite. So you get to see the sheer power of these Hellcrow boomerangs going out here, just one-shotting these waves of enemies, even some of these elite enemies like behemoths, stalkers, and hierophants. It is not a problem. 36 out of the 60, 37s, mark my words. And then we might also get to see the ultimate from the Hellcrow here in a moment or two. Depends on if Willow wants to use it or not. It might be slower. There it is.
I used it the wrong time, but it's fine.
Yeah. The ultimate for the Hellcrow is kind of that whirlwind. You see a bunch of the Hellcrows just swirling around Willow now, dealing a constant sphere of damage around her. I haven't even mentioned the mechanic of a lot of these torments. At the top of the torment screen, you will see that timer constantly ticking down and regenerating every time Willow does something that moves her closer towards the final objective. Some of these torments are much, much more difficult than others because of their timers, whereas others you're basically never going to fail out because of the time. This is one where I would say it is very tight on the time if you're getting unlucky.
Yeah,
But
I
Willow
got
making it
close to
look easy.
but it's fine.
Willow out here making it look easy. Putting my resets to shame.
This torment in particular is my favorite because we get to use all the weapons.
You get to see a masterclass of all the weapons used here. Willow opening up by shooting that Chaos Crystal with Persephone, moving on to the Hounds. You get to see the Vulcan and the Hellcrow as well. You get to see Terminus. The only one you don't get to see is, of course, Paz. We're leaving Paz behind. Paz got kidnapped by the Red Judge again. Sorry, spoilers for the story.
No.
I'll let you figure out what that means. Don't worry, it's not too big of a spoiler, I promise. But we've got Terminus, Persephone, Hounds, Vulcan, Hellcrow, and we've got all the wonderful enemies you've seen along the way. You've got marionettes, you've got the behemoths, you've got the eyeless, you've got the stalkers, you've got the Cambions, and a couple of shield Cambions as well, who are a little more difficult. Willow executing a slaughter into that rhythmic pattern there just to keep herself alive. Not worried at all. Taking out the Seraph with the Vulcan there just to finish it off. Absolutely wonderful.
And now
Someone
for
in
the
chat
song.
said, "Poor Paz."
Now for the song with the fastest BPM in the game.
BPM mentioned?
Normally.
That was last run. But yes, Niall has the fastest beats per minute in the entire game. Aside from DLC tracks, but we're not really going to mention those, especially because DLC tracks are not speedrun valid. Plus, you also cannot use DLC tracks or any other tracks than standard in the Torments. Torments tracks are hard locked to what they are, which is, again, why I say that the Torments are a bit of a perfect training ground. They help you build solid mechanics and learn a lot of the game mechanics. I know that since I started learning the All Torments run, that I have learned so much about even just basic game mechanics that I didn't know about, such as being able to spam Terminus's ultimate. Before I started running the All Torments run, I didn't realize you could spam Terminus's ultimate like that. Speaking of ultimates, we are on Ultimate Mastery 2, and you can see here with the BPM, Terminus's ultimate is spamming very quickly. It's a freaking just chainsaw instead of machete here, just burning through all these enemies. 24 out of the 30 kills that Willow needs, making it look easy. These Cambions do not stand a chance, neither does this behemoth. At this BPM, that behemoth drops in moments. Normally that behemoth would take a solid 10-15 seconds to kill. Nah, and just quick swapping away from Terminus to conserve the ultimate bar, building it back up, and burning through those marionettes to get out as fast as possible. It's the simple little time saves that count, and that is what makes Willow one of the best runners of this game out there. And from one satisfying game into another, you're into Slaughter Mastery 2. Again, it's knowing your damage calculations here. Though this time we are introduced to having Seraphs in the equation. As I said earlier, marionettes take one hit with Terminus, your sword, And of course, that hit does have to be on beat. Cambions take 2 shots with the Hounds, and those shots have to be on beat. And Seraphs have to take 4 shots to be put into a slaughterable state. Again, if executed well, which obviously Willow is doing a marvelous job of here, you're not going to see it take a lot of time, though it does require you to use the Hounds. It takes a little bit of time to get that lock on, get that precision aim down. But Willow just making short work of these enemies. It is a marvelous just showcase of the brutality of this game, but also just how satisfying it can be, just launching into the air and across the stage to finish off these enemies. Just another Seraph down, another Cambion down, 23 out of 25. Going for the faster slaughters instead of the slower slaughters. Again, small optimizations for maximum time save. On to the last of Nihil's torments. We are in Giant Slayer 3, Terminus, Persephone, and the Hounds. You're going to have to kill 10 elites to get out of here, and they were mean, and they changed your starting position and direction. You're starting off with an elite variant of the Behemoth getting introduced here, and long story short, they have a gun instead of a hook, and they are mean. They absolutely will kick your butt, and I have lost runs to them more times than I would like to admit. You've got shield Cambions that will also count. They are basically just Cambions, but shield, and very, very powerful. But Willow making them look easy. Also, you've got an electrical variant of the Stalker here. They are an elite version of the Stalker, and they like to shoot electricity everywhere. Do a little more damage. They're a little more jumpy than the standard Stalker variant. Plenty of enemies to just hack and slash through here. 5 out of the 10 elites done. You see Willow swapping to Terminus early here just to try and build up Terminus's ultimate off of a lot of these smaller enemies that have just gathered around here. Being careful with the health there. Dodging around, getting the ultimate right at the key moment to finish off all 4 of the final elites right on the last sliver of health. Absolutely well done, Willow. Had me on the edge of my seat there.
That one is quite difficult because of all the enemies, and the projectiles are quite unforgiving at some points with some of the enemies, and thankfully I didn't need to find Styx crystals to heal off of.
Yeah. I should mention, we are now into the final set of 3 torments. We are in Acheron, one of my personal favorite levels to play through in 8 Hells, but also just 3 of the most fun and satisfying torments to play through to finish out. Oh, that's rough, but it's almost inevitable to take a death there in Death's Edge 3, and better to take it early. Death's Edge 3, again, the closer to death you are, the more damage that you do. So just almost expected there before Willow got the chance to pop Terminus's ultimate to restore her health. Just trying to get as close to death as possible to maximize her damage output. Definitely just a little bit of bad luck there as opposed to anything else. Especially because, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of times in my experience, the damage output from those behemoths just seems to be very variable in how far that damage wave goes from those hooks. Plus, also having a Chaos Crystal in that mix is just a bit of a cruel thing as well. They will just be mean to you all day. And those Chaos Crystals, while they are very useful in clearing out enemies, they will damage you. If you're standing too close, they will hurt you. Normally you're shooting them from a distance, but in this case we are utilizing them to take more damage and lower ourselves back down a bit. Willow making up for lost time here, just absolute masterclass of Death's Edge 3 being showcased here. Showing off the skill with the Vulcan crossbow. Again, one of the speedrunners' favorite items for this game. but also just popping Terminus's ult and quick swapping away to keep it saved. Wonderfully done. Again, you're seeing the standard loadout for a 8 Hells run here with Terminus, the Vulcan, the Hellcrow, and Paz. It's a just beautiful showcase of this game, the skill that Willow has, and the talents that can be showcased through just hours and hours of grinding here, making mincemeat out of these enemies. Those Cambions never stood a chance. Swapping the Hellcrow for a quick throw at that Cambion just to knock the shield out of the way so that shot from the Vulcan can get through. Just a little bit of game knowledge, just expert game knowledge right there from Willow. Knowing that those few enemies were going to spawn there so that she could fire the second shot from the Vulcan there and not worry and finish them as fast as possible. 2 enemies left in this final Death's Edge Torment. 1 last behemoth to go, and that is Death's Edge 3 down. Way to go, Willow.
Thank you. And we are getting closer to the end of the round. Just 2 more tournaments left.
Yep.
Let's go.
Ultimate Mastery 3 and Slaughter Mastery 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Mastery 3, you know it, you love it. Ultimates only, you're going to see a lot more of Terminus. You've got Terminus, Persephone, and the Hounds. I've seen this done a few ways, primarily using Terminus. I've seen people use the Hounds to try and get an ultimate off with the Hounds because, again, once you use the Hound's ultimate, it's just kind of standing on its own and shooting whatever it sees, so it can be useful if you're hot swapping away to the Hounds, but looks like Willow's going with the tried and true method of just hacking and slashing with Terminus. It is absolutely wonderful. So turn your favorite rhythm game into a hack and slash adventure game here today with Metal Hellsinger. You thought the rhythm was going to shoot you? Now we're turning this into hack and slash.
DMC,
We absolutely love it here. Yeah. Just burning through these enemies really quickly, saving her ultimate just a little bit because she knew those marionettes were going to spawn. Just beautiful game knowledge. Knowledge of how many times she's played this Torment over and over again. Knowledge of how many times she's trained to do this exact moment. And just hacking and slashing through more of these marionettes. Let's see if she gets lucky. 28, 29. Ah, bad luck, bad luck. Just 1 enemy to go. Just gotta build the Styx Crystal. Plenty of time.
Nice.
This is where you start to sweat just a little bit. You gotta hope that you can build that ultimate up in time, but not a problem. Plenty of time left. 30 seconds? More like 30. 13 seconds is nothing to Willow. Plenty of time to build up that ultimate and finish off Ultimate Mastery 3. Going into the final one here, Slaughter Mastery 3. You already know it. You love it. Rip and tear until it is done, Willow.
Oh, I will.
Someone in chat said Hellsinger may cry.
Yeah, sure. I love it. I am all for it. I would love to see that. And, you know, that makes me think of the fact that, yes, this game does, in fact, support custom music. There's an official modding program for this put out by the developers. So if you want to hear Devil May Cry music in this game, you can. The devs added that for us. So if you want to use Fmod to put custom tracks in this game, you can. That behemoth takes so many shots. I think it's either 15 or 16 to get it into a slaughterable state. So sadly, you do have to kill that behemoth one way or another to get more enemies to spawn. But once you get that behemoth down, it is more or less smooth sailing from there. It's Paz, Terminus, and the Hounds as the loadout. You're mostly going to see Willow using Terminus and the Hounds. Again, it's damage values for the win. You don't need me to say them again, I don't think. So I will let you just enjoy the absolute wonder of a soundtrack and the masterful gameplay of Willow here, unless Willow has anything she would like to say to finish this out.
No, I don't really have anything to say.
This song is such a banger.
It is. Two Feathers is the group that worked on the soundtrack, and yes, that's the same Two Feathers that made the Angry Birds 2 soundtrack. I'm not joking, but they were the composer. Yeah, they were the composers behind this soundtrack. The metal vocalists that got involved all did a wonderful job, from Serge Tankian of System of a Down to a bunch of other artists, like artists from Arch Enemy. Let's see. Oh, why am I forgetting these now? I listen to them all the time.
Trivium.
Oh yeah, Trivium as well.
Time.
And that's time.
GG's.
GG's.
That's
Now-
a
Way to go,
PB
Willow.
For me as well.
I was going to say, I got to jump
I
in
think
there.
so
That's
too, yeah.
PB, is it not?
That's a PB, isn't it?
Let's go.
Hold up, yeah.
That's a big PB,
Way to
too.
go,
That's like
that
a
is.
2-minute PB.
Heck yes, Willow.
Oh, and there goes the audio. It was just looping.
As it inevitably always does. Oh wow.
That is almost
What's that on your
exactly
auto
2
splits?
minutes.
Oh yeah. That is oh wow, I didn't even realize. I just pulled it up on the
Yeah.
side here. That is amazing. I am so honored to have been a part of that. Thank you for having me, Willow. You got any shout outs you want to do?
Honestly, just all of the speedrunning community for Meta Hellsinger. It is more on the smaller side, but I enjoy talking to the people there and helping them out with certain things. And there's actually been a newer runner. I can't remember the name at the moment, but they've been going for a lot of Archdevil runs, which is really good seeing them climbing up the times and going faster with it. And then, of course, I shout out to Dan for inviting me here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I wasn't about to have a rhythm shooter episode and not feature Metal Hellsinger because I love this game, even though I can't beat it. It's still really good. So
It is really fun.
But yeah, thank you both for being on the show. Thank you, Willow, for showing it. Thank you, James, for sitting here for 2 hours and doing commentary. So
Hey, if I hadn't been sitting here for 2 hours commentating, I would have been sitting here for 2 hours just watching.
that
So,
is
I mean,
true. That is true.
I mean, if I'm not here on Hotfix, I'm always in the chat just watching Hotfix because, hey, you out there, you should watch Hotfix. Hotfix is good. Stick around for Speedruns from the Crypt. I think we've got a Resident Evil night coming up next,
yeah,
right?
we sure do. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But again, big shout outs to the two of you. Thank you again, Willow. And also, chat, big love in chat for Willow for her first appearance on like in any marathon setting at all. It was one of the first things she told me was that she'd never done like any kind of marathon thing before. So put some love in chat for Willow for that. Thank you both again. Folks, all good things must come to an end. And so it must be that Crosshair comes to an end. But fear not, because GDQ Hotfix, which is also a good thing, is not yet at an end, because after this, we've got speedruns from the crypt. So stick around for some spooky speedruns. And it's Resident Evil night, and Resident Evil. So what? Resident Evil, because it's Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil, too. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Crosshair, which will be another fun one. And until we get to that point, folks, always remember, no matter what your dreams, goals, or hopes are in this world, always keep them in your crosshair.